ଆହୁରି ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ ଅଛି।
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, one and all. ପିଲାମାନେ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଛି ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ?
Good afternoon, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
ହଁ,
Okay.
ଗୁଡ୍ ଇଭିନିଂ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
Okay, good evening, good evening. Just a minute. Let me start. 1 minute. Okay, so let me start and warm welcome to all of you. Am I audible, Pilamani?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So, as your classes was started since 2 days back, but I think one class was missed, that is CLTC, isn't it?
Yes.
One class was missed,
Yes.
CLTC, and I have already discussed with Biswa sir. Sir will take the class whenever it was like a free slot was there. Sir will take the class, so don't worry about that. That class will be certainly be recovered within the span of time period, whatever is prescribed. And I don't think any class was missed. All classes are going well. Am I correct? Or you have anything you want to discuss? Like someone has a chat that in QMM we need some PPT or all. Someone has a chat. So I already talked to sir. If possible, sir will provide PPT and all. Is it okay? All other classes are going well, Pilamani?
Yes.
Ma'am, every class is going smoothly.
Okay, thank you. So you have 8 papers, and as sir has already discussed with you, that you have to take only 6 paper out of 8. And this my paper is called retail management. So we'll going to discuss about retail. That means it is one of the extended paper of marketing, you can say. Marketing रे जो हमें basics गुड़ा पढ़ी थिले तारो extended form टा हमें पढ़िबा retail रे. And aji टिके आपनकर due to this internet fluctuation and all मो format देई परलिनी. Certainly I will share a format tomorrow. And this format only for those people who wish to change their subjects. Like आमे first काली की पर दिन आमे गोटे PDF first share करिबो जोथिरे कि आपण माने जो बही नै चंती. Like आपण you have taken 6 books out of 8. जे जो बही नै ची आमे सही हिसाब रे गोटे PDF prepare करिबो where it was written your name, roll number and what books you have choose and taken from the book counter. That we will write in a PDF format, we will share it. And what you have to do, if you wish to change, you have to, and we have given also a format. So you have to write in that format which paper you want to cancel and which paper you want to opt. Fine. So ସେଇଟା ଆପଣ କରିବେ ଆମର WhatsApp group ରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର official number ଯୋଉଟାରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର WhatsApp registration ଅଛି, you have to send from that official number, then only we will accept that. And later on apana time bahar kariki working day re you have to visit to DDC to change your book. Fine, apan ko JSLM diya hai chi seta asiki change kar debe. The procedure was this much. So many people are asking this, and in fact SMS भी करूचंदी, text भी करूचंदी. So because हमें fourth semester रे process टा चलीची and हमर गोटे ही WhatsApp number, so हमें चाहूनु कि messed ही जाऊ, messy ही जाऊ बेसी. तो सेति ପାଇଁ कि टिके आपण माने wait करंतु. तो आपण मानकर हमें गोटे दी दिन भितरे we will share a PDF then format. Okay, am I clear?
Ma'am,
Yes.
what will be the time period to change the topic?
देखो तांको तो हमें 15 days देइछु, आपण मानकु भी 15 days दबु. जो डेट रे हमें शेयर करिवो PDF एंड फॉर्मेट से डेट रो 15 days हमें दबु चेंज करिया पई की. I hope that was enough. आपण बुक्स केते बेले भी चेंज करंतु. Once the database is prepared, then we will send the database to university in for the examination requirements. Otherwise आपण बुक्स आसिकी ता 15 दिन परे चेंज कर परिबे. जदि आपण बाहर रहउचंती और समथिंग लाइक दैट आपण बुक्स ता परे चेंज कर परिबे. नो इश्यूज ऑन दैट. बस आपण एटा करिवे ता पूर्वरु मींस आपण हमको इंफॉर्मेशन ता पूर्वरु देबे.
Okay,
एनी
ma'am.
डाउट रिगार्डिंग दिस? आउ किछि डाउट नै पिला माने? ओके. So my paper is retail management. So if you remember in we certainly talk in the first semester about marketing management, and there are
Madam.
so many things like yes.
Slide tech की zoom कर लो.
Slide zoom नहीं एटा syllabus टा बली अपन को सेमती लागुची. Syllabus टा अपन मानक पाखरे भी अछि. तापरे जोटा आसीबो म ताको zoom कर देबी. Okay. So when we're talking about marketing management re, like we have already studied the 4Ps concept, product life cycle concept, new product development concept, promotion concept, retail chain system concept. ये सब हमें that we already discussed in the marketing paper in the first semester. तार जते हमें extension format पढुछु in specifically in retail management, what we will study like in your syllabus, like your syllabus is little bit changed from before. एठी हमें कोन पढिबा? We will first talk about the retailing and evolution of retail in India. India रे केमती retailing start हैला, then what is the evolution portion, then some of the changes or challenges, changing trends in retailing, what are the change that is being or challenges is being taken care of, and how that change was creating more beautiful retailing system. तापरे हमें पढिबा what are the basic importance or overview of retail sector, and in first unit also we will talk about when there is a recession, how and what kind of impact that was been put on the retail system, whether it was came along with a huge issues or challenges, or it was came along with no challenges and all. So सेटा हमें first unit रे cover करिबा. So basically if you see, the first unit is all about the basics of the retailing over in overview and in India. आरो हमें basics टा पढ़िबा first unit रे. Unit 2 basically it was devoted to different type of retailing stores. विभिन्न प्रकार जो retailing stores रोची, जेमती departmental stores रोची, super departmental stores रोची. So एबे तो बहुत different type रो retailing stores are there. So we will study about that. Then what are the different strategies that is being implemented for the location decision and all. That means how to identify this is the best place for my retail shop, or it was the best place for the productivity of this my retail shop and all. So we will talk about that also. Then store management decision, how to manage your stores. Basically we will talk about where to put your shop, then display management, then arrangements of the product and services to the people, how to offer that. In the store management and decision system re पढ़िबा. Last आपनकर आसीगला retail mix, which is also came to go back to your marketing. जेमती marketing mix रे हमें 4Ps concept ऊपर depend थिलु, सेठी हम retail mix also somehow related to that 4Ps concept, and somehow it was just one step ahead of that 4-piece concept. Then we have block 3. Block 3 was all about location and layout. That means what? How to identify the location and how to analyze that. Then we will certainly talk about what are the different regions we have joti ki apana location pai ki jai paribe to set your store and all. Then there are some theories like release theories, all about trade area analysis release theories. So we'll try to study that. Then Hobbs model. Hobbs model, it was basically how to design the store and layout. That was basically, big stores are following this Hobbs model. Then exterior and interior, that means store ro exterior design kemti rahibo, layout kemti rahibo, interior design kemti rahibo, layout rahibo. That means it was display re asijibo apankara. So that was all about your unit or block 3. If you go to block 4 is retail pricing and retail promotion. So how to fix the price of a retail product in market? बहुत जगह आपण देखिबे pricing टा manual हिते. कोठी आपण देखंती pricing manual हिते पिला माने? कोठी आपण देखंती pricing टा manual हिते. आ कोठी non manual हिते.
हट्टर manual.
Only हट्टर manual हुए. आ कोठी हुए नी.
It's a government listing.
छोटो स्टोर रे हुए मैडम
कोठी कहले
छोटो स्टोर स्मॉल साइज स्टोर गुडा कर रही हुए
अच्छा स्मॉल स्टोर्स रे मैनुअल हुए लार्ज स्टोर्स रे हुए नहीं आपण कहउचंती इफ यू गो टू लाइक Pantaloons is a big store or small store, what do you consider that?
Big store.
It is a big store. If you see specifically when we're talking about cloths, dresses and all, these are manually the sticker was attached. Am I right or wrong?
All right.
And same pantaloon, if you go to cosmetic section, that was not manual, it was printed. If you go to watch section, it was printed. But if you go to bag section, it was manual. If you go to suit section, it was non-manual, that means printed. That means basing on the product, जो product longevity and the product utility, ये सब को नहीं कि हमें कौन manual को जाऊँ. So when we're talking typically जति मो कहिबी आपनकर dresses and all, प्रायतः if you go to a small kirana store or we go to a very small normal shop or you go to a very big branded shop, everywhere it was manual, it was not printed. And सबबळे देखथिबे तांकर जेतले there is a huge amount of inventories are there for the dresses and all, and a huge number of people were inducted only to make stickering. बहुत जगह देखिबे काली आपण गोटे ड्रेस देखिथिबे which is cost around 1499, आजि गलाळ को से ड्रेस रे 1599 या तो फिर 1899 लागिथिबो. एमती भी स्टोर्स थाए जोटे की आपण फर्स्ट डिस्काउंट दोथिबो, सेम ड्रेस ता तार 2 दिन पर देखबे डिस्काउंट हटि जाई कि 1899 लागिथिबो. सो दैट मींस व्हाट जेमती हमें प्राइसिंग सिस्टम को कहूछु. In India there are varieties of pricing strategy and pricing concept was being adopted for the retail shops. आमी जले मार्केटिंग पढुथिले, मार्केटिंग रे हमें प्राइसिंग रो 2-3 प्रकार पढुथिले. Did you remember that? पिला में कार मन अछि प्राइसिंग कांसेप्ट एबे तो परीक्षा दैछन निहाती लिखिथिबे. Different type of pricing or pricing strategy कार मन अछि पिला माने मन नहीं. अच्छा प्राइसिंग रे हमें पढुथिलु above the competition pricing, above cost plus pricing, then गोटे पढुथिलु cost minus pricing, तापरे competition above the competition pricing and below the competition pricing. So cost plus pricing is all about your profit, basing on profit. That means whatever your expenditure plus your profit, you will assign a particular kind of a pricing to a product. Cost minus केतेबेले ना जेतेबेले आपन को product was falling demand or losses is demand in the market, you have to compromise in price and you have to sell your product. सेटा केतेबेले होची जेतेला आपण पारे huge amount रे inventory अछि आपण stock out करिया चाहउछन आपण निजे inventory टा को clear करिया को चाहउछन सेतेबेले आपण pricing ऊपर बेसी ध्यान न देकी आपण product केमती sell हबो. So you have to somehow adjust or compromise with the price and you have to sell the product, correct? तापरे तला हमें आउ गोटे पढिथिले competition रो above pricing and competition रो below pricing. Competition above pricing means what? Those who are branded, super branded product like Tanishq. So if Tanishq will identified with a making charge, because gold price रे आपण कोनस प्रकार changes पाइबेनी, making charge Tanishq was having something like per gram making charge was something around 1800, 2000, 3000, somewhere in 4000. So there is no question about that. That no one will make a question why you are taking so much of amount as a making charge. सेठी आपण जदी competition below pricing देखुचंती जेतले गोल्ड रो प्राइस बहुत बढ़ी जाउची, लोक मानक पाखरे कंपटीशन बढ़ी जाउची, लोकन पाखरे कस्टमाइजेशन कमी जाउची, लोक कोन करचंती ना मेकिंग चार्ज ऊपर डिस्काउंट करचंती. सो इफ द मेकिंग चार्ज वाज 1000 rupees, I will give you with 800 rupees. If you buy a 10 gram product, then you got some per gram 200 rupees less in a making charge, so you got a fair amount of discount. So that is what we are talking about above the competition and below the competition. Those who are market leaders, there is no competition for them. They are the market leaders. So any kind of pricing is attached to them. That is okay because they are not prospectfully selling the product. They will selling the brand. Got it? So that we will study in pricing concept. Then apanankara block 4 we also talk about promotion. That means advertisement, how to make advertisement, how to sell the product in a very competitive kind of a market. आपण जले बहुत competition देखुचंदी सेठी product आपण केमिति बिकिबे सेटा decide करिवे. Then what kind of advertisement type you have to add, जेमति कि मैं address कहूछु, केमिति how to attract the people towards the advertisement, how to make them remembering your product once, twice in a day or thrice in a day. So that is all a part of advertisement. Then came to globalization of retailing. So how the changing scenario of the global market accepting retailing. So that we will study in the 4th unit. And the last one, new phase of retail system. आजिका डेट रे हमें जो रिटेल सिस्टम देखुछु that was basically you can say the internet based retailing system. जदि भी हमें physically जिंस किनुछु but internet रे जेक ताको choose करछु, price comparison करछु. So somehow the retailing was new age retailing was emerged with the technology. So this is what we will try to cover in this particular 10 sessions. So came to the first one. What you understood by retail? What you understood by retail? So retailing in India refers to the sales of goods and services directly to consumers through various formats like shops, markets, malls, and online platform. It is one of the fastest growing sector in the Indian economy and plays a crucial role in the employment of GDP contribution. So what exactly retailing? जेते हमें retailing कथा कहूछु, खाली हमें retailing shop कथा तो कहूनु. आजिका डेट रे one more concept was that was called retail banking. So what do you understood by that retailing? Retailing means anything which comes to you. And shops means what? Shops means something where you go to the particular product. Difference टा बुझुचंदी गोटे जगह रे So गोटे जगह रे आपण जाउचंदी shop पाखकु. So that was a kind of a retailing where you normally go and visited to the shop. That was a quite a normal type of retailing हमें कहूछु. Second kind of retailing कौन? Second kind of retailing जोटी की the shop comes to you. The shop comes to you. So इटा हमें कहूछु normally that was called आपनकर e-retail system or online retailing system. That was e-retailing or online retailing बिली आमे कहूछु. So normally if you see the today's arena आजिका डेट रे जदि आपण retailing system देखुचंदी, so all this today's arena, the retailing was something which is comes to your doorstep through the online system, through the internet and through the media. So आपण पाखरे जोटा आसी पहुंचुची सेटा हमें ताको retailing कहूछु. So it is obviously a very fastest growing sector of India आपण कहि परिबे, जोटी कि गोटे huge number of people are inducted so that they get employable, and the contribution to the economic and economic sector over for this market was very high. So आमे जेमति कहूची economic development हबो केमति, economic development हबार गोटे basic कोन objective हैला, if you have employability. And this fastest growing sector of retailing create a huge amount of employability for the people. And when it was huge amount of employability was being created, so it was contributed to GDP. It was contributed to economic development of our country. Ethi apana dekhantu, wherever you are, you just saw the shops surrounded by you. There are huge number of जितने अधिक आपण को डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर्स या तो फिर shopping malls खुलुची, that a huge amount of people are being inducted, started from the security. The people are there who arrange your vehicles when you park that in that particular ground of that particular shopping arena, or might be there is a lift man, or might be, I'm not talking about till the the kind of a people who are there to sell to enhance kariya pe. I'm not talking about that. Tanku chhadi kina dekhantu apana kete like the sweepers, there are huge number of people who are inventory managers, जो माने मुझे एमती कहले कि स्टिकरिंग करंती. So किछि लोक थांती केवल से माने प्रोडक्ट रे स्टिकर चेंज करूथिबे. So if you see in that way, there is a huge amount of employability can created by this fast moving famous sector or growing sector. So if I'm talking about what are the key features of the retail or retailing in India, ठीक है, enlarge करची या तो फिर मो स्लाइड टा को जस्ट रोटेट करती है. Okay, I think this is more visible. Now came to the various key features of this particular retailing. First key feature is it is large and diversified, diverse market. Then organized or unorganized, both market as there in the retailing. It have a very rapid growth in e-commerce. It have a rising in middle class. FDI or foreign direct investment was also plays a crucial role over here. First, as Chandu, it is having a large and diverse market. What do you understood by large? As we see the Indian population, which is above 140 crore. जदि आमर देश रे 140 कोटी लोक ताटो अधिका लोक अछंती, भाबंते एवरी डे रो जतिकी यूटिलिटी प्रोडक्ट, जतिकी लग्जरियस एंड सेमी लग्जरियस प्रोडक्ट, जतिकी बेसिक फूड प्रोडक्ट्स, फ्यूएल, व्हीकल, ए सब जदि आपण देखुचंती ताले गोटे ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज इज बीइंग रिक्वायर्ड बाय द पीपल. And to satisfy this huge population's requirement, you require a diversified product and services along with a diversified market. You cannot sell a single kind of a product to all 140 or above crore population, because all people have a different kind of a taste, different kind of a requirement, different kind of cultural ability and development, different kind of a income level. ये सब को देखिए कि आपण varieties of product, varieties of services बिकिबे. And when there is a variety of product and variety of services you will sell, that was create a large market. That was create a diversified market. Fine, am I correct? So this is how the evolution of this retail market is growing day by day. Then both retail रे आपण both आपण organized market भी देखिबे and unorganized retailing system भी देखिबे. जदि अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड कथा कहउछंदी then traditional kirana stores, street vendors, local market, they're still dominated by the higher entities, and they are actually very high in number, about to be in India 80 to 85% people are working under this. Kirana stores, kirana store advantages kon pila mane? If I'm talking about advantages of the kirana store, what is the advantages of kirana stores? Who will be answer this?
All items are available in Kirana stores.
Yes, all items are available in kirana stores. Apart from that,
Placed in all areas, small villages, everywhere it's present.
very good. Because when we're talking about departmental stores or supermarkets or semi-supermarkets, they are addressing kind of urban areas. They will never address rural or semi-rural areas, because seti lokmane besi paisa deyiki jinsa kini paranti nahi, because the ability of consumption ability ta bahut kam, or apan koi parbe procurement ability ta bahut kam. So if we, the departmental stores even open over that particular place, then I don't think they have that kind of a selling what they are having in urban areas. So normally in rural areas, apan dekhibe, apankara maximum kirana stores are there. But jete apan rural and urban area both dekhuchandi, street vendors and local market bahut adhika. Street vendors kon painki? Because when specifically mu dekhe Cuttack re, because I belongs to Cuttack, and mu dekhe ki ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ parking ପାଇଁ ଭାରି ଅସୁବିଧା. କଟକ ଭିତରେ ଆପଣ ଯଦି କିଛି କିଣିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ସର୍ଟନ ଜାଗାରେ ପାର୍କ କରିବେ, ଚାଲି ଚାଲି ଯିବେ, ତାଠୁ ବେଟର କଣ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଟ୍ ଭେଣ୍ଡର୍ସ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କିଣିକି ନେଇ ପଳାଅ, ଗାଡି ସାଇଡରେ ଟିକେ ଠିଆ କର, ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଟ୍ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ଠୁ କିଣ ପଳାଅ. ସୋ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଥାଏ, ଆମେ normally we try to ignore this. But these small problems create local vendors more available, fine, and local markets more available. So if I'm talking about the organized retail stores, the organized retail stores are supermarket, hypermarket, malls, chain stores, big bazaars or DMart, like big, departmental stores. Really organized market who will sell all different kind of products. All different kind of products in a in a particular under a roof. Seti semane organized way re bikati. Then third key feature, it have a rapid growth of e-commerce. Now, what do you understood by rapid growth? Rapid growth in e-commerce, because we don't have time right now. We people do not have time to visit to the some of the marts and all, or some of the supermarts or super hypermarts or malls, and find out our particular product. Yes, and we do have a smartphone. Every particular person, every particular people have a smartphone. Now just you are just a few seconds away from your shop. So you just go to that app or go to the directly in the browser of Google, and you ask for the product from the particular brand, and it will be shown to you. Sometimes there are middlemen are there, like Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, Myntra. These are the middlemen who try to sell the product to you from the basic manufacturer. And sometimes surgically देखिए आहुरी टिके one level ahead को गलानी कौन धरा आपण चाहुनांती e-commerce platform रो किनियाको, ठीक अछि. You will go to that particular shop's website or app, and you will choose your product, then ask the particularly that shop to send the product to your home address. And sometimes the product are came along with no delivery fee. Or else you will find out the product from the smartphone and find out the product code and go to the particular shop and find out the same product with the code and buy it. जो मानकर e-commerce उपरे और e-business और delivery उपरे विश्वास नहीं. जेमति कि आपण बेले बेले you choose a color and it will came a different color. If choose a particular texture, it will come a different texture. So some people are there, they don't believe on this. So semane kon karibe product dekhontu, तार कोड बाहर करंतु आपण पर समय नहीं, you will rush to that shop, ask for the code and buy the product. So that's why because it is satisfy one of the major entity of life, that is time. So that's why the particular market or e-commerce market was growing very fast. Then rising middleman, increasing income level and urbanization have always boosted the demand of the brand and quality of the product. So ଯେମିତି ଆପଣ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ ରେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ଟାଇମ୍ ଟୁ ଟାଇମ୍ ସରକାର ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ କାଇଣ୍ଡ ର ଆଲାଉନ୍ସେସ୍ ଟାକୁ ବଢେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି କି HR ବଢାନ୍ତି, କେତେବେଳେ କେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମହଙ୍ଗାଇ ଭତ୍ତା ବଢିଯିବ, so that in that way the salary was increased of the middleman or sorry middle class people. And whenever the salary was increases or they came to the urbanizations or urban areas, it will boosted the demand of the product or branded product or quality product. So that will also raise the requirement of these particular retail shops. Then FDI, foreign direct investment, government policy allow always FDI in retailing with conditions and encouraging global player like Walmart or other to enter to India. There are so many examples of different foreign companies, intermediaries like retail shops, they will came to India and establishes their work at India. So in that way, the foreign direct income or investment increases. Then came to, there are different challenges in retail, Indian retailing. I'm talking about block 1, unit 1 and unit 2. So challenges of Indian retailing. It was highly fragmented market and supply chain is inefficiency. Then infrastructure issues are there. Then price sensitivity is one of the major challenges for the, in terms of buying or consuming the product. And competition between online and offline retail also plays a very vital role in terms of, create a challenge for the retail sector in India specifically. So first one, it was highly fragmented market. Now, what do you understood by very highly fragmented market? So when you have a huge, segmented market or fragmented market, both adhika segmented or fragmented market, then choosing a particular product is quite a very, challenging for you. So that's why if it is a very synchronized market, ଆପଣ ଆରାମରେ ଜିନିଷ ନିଜ ପାଇଁ choose କରିପାରିବେ. ଯେତେ fragmented ହବ ସେତେ ଅଧିକା level of difficulties are there. So it was create a real challenge for the Indian retail. But ଆପଣ ଯଦି fragmented ନ କରିବେ, then maybe it will satisfy some people and not satisfying some people. So to make satisfaction of the requirement of the people, ଆପଣ fragmented କରିବେ market କୁ ବାଧ୍ୟ. Then what else challenges is the supply and chain inefficiency. If there is in India, there are so many obstacles are there in specifically geographically India ku dekhuchandi. So north through asijantu east porjanto, these are all hilly areas. So supplying the product in a continuous basis to this area, it is quite very challenging. Say comparison आपण पळे आसंतु साउथ को, एठी सप्लाई चेन रो एफिशिएंसी वाज हाई. आपण सेही कंपैरिजन रो पळे आसंतु वेस्ट को, सेठी बी आपण पाई जाउचंती कोन एफिशिएंसी इन सप्लाई चेन. बट व्हाट अबाउट दीज एरियाज हु आर हिली, सेठी आपण ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रे इश्यूज एंड चैलेंजेस पाइबे. सेठी आपण वेदर और क्लाइमेटिकल इश्यूज एंड चैलेंजेस पाइबे, जोटी कि आपण क्लाइमेटिकल कंडीशन जदी खराब अछि आपण एंट्री करि पारु नांदी. So these are the challenges of Indian retail. Then infrastructure issues कोन, जेमति कि आजिका डेट रे एते लोक ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर करचोंती, सेति पय कि आपन को first 2 to 3 things are there, that was called storage, transportation and inventory. ए तीनटा जदि आपन को न मिलुची, then whether you are very successful brand or producing products, you are unable to supply your product to the people, so your demand increases but because of the shortage of product, after sometimes the demand was fall down. So ସେଥିପାଇଁ infrastructure ବି ଥିବା ଦରକାର। ଗୋଟେ particular ଯଦି ଆପଣ sector କହିବେ ଯେମିତି କି school education system ଦେଖିବେ ବହୁତ ଗୋଟେ private school ରେ there are very less facilities for the students in terms of infrastructure. I'm not talking about kind of a studies and all, ମୁଁ ତା ବିଷୟରେ କହୁନି, ମୁଁ କହୁଛି infrastructure। ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ ଦେଖିବେ infrastructure ବିନା ବି school and colleges ହେଇଯାଉଛି, ଯୋଉଟା କି ନ ହବା କଥା। So retailing ରେ ସବୁବେଳେ infrastructure is creating a issue. Then price sensitivity of the consumer. Our reason है कौन? We are in a country where large different kind of people, different kind of culture, different kind of societies, different kind of ethics and values are there. And each of the particular region was combined with all these things. And ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ particular region କଥା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ତା ଦେହରେ ଆପଣ cultural values, ethics are very different from each other. ସେଠି definitely ଆପଣ product ଯେତେବେଳେ ବିକୁଛନ୍ତି similar kind ର price ର product ବିକିବା it was hardly possible. So ସେଠି ବି ଆପଣ price sensitivity ଦେଖିବେ। ଯଦି ଆପଣ urban ଆଉ rural ଭିତରେ ବି differentiation କରୁଛନ୍ତି, urban area ରେ ଆପଣ product ର pricing ଯାହା ରହିବ rural ରେ ସେଇଆ ରହିବ ନାହିଁ, ତାଠୁ କମ ରେ ଜିନିଷ ବିକ୍ରି ହଉଛି। specifically ଯଦି garment products ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି urban area ରେ the same garment products with the producing similar kind of a production house but the price was high, but ଆପଣ rural area ରେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ price was very minimum. So this kind of price sensitivity for the consumer was established by the retail store on basis of the requirement, but that is also a challenge for the people, challenge for the Indian retail system, sorry. Then competition between online and offline retailing. Offline retailing कोठी होची आजिका डेट रे? Offline retailing कोठी होची आजिका डेट रे? आपण की कहि परिबे? Just a minute पिला माने, गोटे minute. Okay, so just a minute, let me share. Just a minute, notes टा बाहर कर दिए। Okay, audible ना पिला माने?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it was online and offline with the changes kon rochi. More specifically pachhatli where you can see this offline retailing. Normally these urban areas re apna offline retailing देखिया बहुत difficult. Urban area was fully consumed by this online retailing system, whereas if you see the semi or rural area, somehow the offline retailing is still exists in that areas. Then came to the importance of retailing. Retailing is important for creating customers as well as the economy both. If you see the second point, Koji, that is retailing is always comfort with the marketing tools where through the retailing the brand can be created and can be placed as a market leader. Then it will help to the growing economy and growing GDP. So these are some of the importance of this particular retail system. Now, if I'm talking about different type of retail formats in India, कितने different type of retail formats अच्छी, आमे retail shops ता आगो को पढ़िबा जदि आमे कोची India रे retail formats कौन रोची. One is called Kirana stores, ताको very famously known as mom and pop shops, supermarkets and hypermarkets, departmental stores, shopping malls, e-retailing, that is online platform, and specialty stores जेमती कि गोटे special products को नेकी आपण को store से इतिबो जेमती कि नै जान तो medical instruments. So it was not available everywhere. Medical instruments are available in particular shops which are being license holding shops आपण कोई परिबे. So that was called specialized stores.
Ma'am, what
Then
is the
what are the
difference
different
of supermarket,
which one?
supermarket and hypermarket?
Sorry, supermarket and hypermarket. Supermarket, you could able to find out there are various number of different brands are entertained. जेमती कि अपन नहीं जान तो Pantaloon and for विभिन्न प्रकार brand ता भीतर देखि परिबे. It was not only one particular brand but a huge number of different type of brands are available there. But when we're talking about hypermarket नहीं जान तो चेन्नई रा से जो गोटे particular shop रहुची, all particular brand belongs to all particular product belongs to one particular brand. So that was called hypermarket. एबे कोन होची ना आपण देखिबे hypermarket segmented ही जाउची जेमति कि first floor belongs to this particular brand, second floor belongs to this particular brand, third floor belongs to this particular brand. That means totally it is a supermarket or super mall, but each of the store belongs to one particular brand. That's why each of the store or each of the lane was a hypermarket. तो सेमती भी आपण को मार्केट ता अवेलेबल रहुची. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are different type of retailing. So there are 5 different type of retailing we will talk about. जेमती कि store retailing, non-store retailing, retailing type रे आपण का आछे corporate retailing, internet retailing, service retailing. So there are 5 different type of retailing. One is store retailing. Store retailing जेमती कि which is physically available. So departmental store, specialty store, supermarkets, conventional stores, dial-up showrooms, drug stores, discount rate stores, fair price stores. So that was called store retailing. Non-store retailing, जोटा कि conventional shop stores, which is either directly अपन को sell करूचंदी, अपन को घरे आसी के बिकी दे जाउचंदी, या फिर अपन vending different vending zones रे अपन को मिल जाउची. That was non-store. But vending zones रे either मिल जाउची नॉल अपन को directly मिल जाउची. That was called non-store retailing. आउ गोटे कोन रहउची corporate retailing. So what do you understood by corporate retailing? Corporate retailing, it involves retailing through corporate channels like chain stores. जेमती गोटे particular अपन नै जानतो Wow Momo. Wow Momo have large number of chains over in India. Then franchisees आपण Kidzee नै जानतो. तार विभिन्न प्रकार franchisee आपण आनी कि निज area रे if the facilities are available then you can create a आपणकर निजर Kidzee. Then merchandise conglomerate जोठी आपण किछिटा अलगा अलगा market मिसी जाउ सॉरी shops मिसी जाउची conglomerate ही जाउची मिसुची merge ही जाउची. Corporate retailing focuses जेमति कि आपण गोटे particular आपण कटक भुवनेश्वर रास्ता रे जिबे गोटे particular platform but एपटे टाटा तार कार बिकुची सेपटे I think the Tata and one more was I think which company that was मन पड़नी गोटे साइड रे टाटा तार कार्स रो शोरूम लगेची आर पट साइड रे मे बी वॉक्सवैगन और कौन
Okay.
तार तार हाँ
It's
तार product लगेची so that was called conglomerate. If you do not find a huge place for you, so you could able to merge with other brands and you can sell your product separately. Then internet retailing somewhere we are talking about completely depending upon online retail shops. आमे जेतले ऑनलाइन रिटेल शॉप्स ऊपर completely dependent हे जाउछु ताको आमे इंटरनेट रिटेलिंग कहउछु. Then service retailing, very simple, it was a non tangible product. Non tangible goods or tangible goods, when it was being sold, out of that tangibility some services are being created. And normally जेतले आमे service retailing कथा कहउछु, apart from people are one time buying that goods but every time buying that services, जेमति कि नै जानतो आपण गोटे सिम कार्ड किनुचंती, गोटे सिम किनुचंती फॉर फर्स्ट 6 month सिम रे बहुत अल्प पैसा आपण को दबा को पड़ुचे एक्सेट्रा व्हाटएवर. But then what happened, the SIM was every month asking a nominal amount to you for the requirement or ask for the requirement. Sir, namaskar. पिला माने गोटे मिनिट, पिला माने just a minute. Sir, बसନ୍ତୁ. So say second semester class test. ପିଲାମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ 2 ମିନିଟ ୱେଟ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଜଏନ୍ କରୁଛି 2 ମିନିଟ, 2 ମିନିଟ ୱେଟ୍ କରିଥାନ୍ତୁ. ଓକେ Okay. So,
Ma'am, what do you mean by departmental store?
मिनट रहा था खाली कंक्लूड कर दिए फिल्म सर
Ma'am, ma'am,
आज्ञा सर प्लीज
what do you mean by departmental store?
सॉरी कौन कहले
No, what do you mean by departmental store?
डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर्स
Yes.
departmental stores where the name suggests as one particular store has segregated departments ଯେମିତି ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆପଣ ପ୍ୟାଣ୍ଟାଲୁନ ନେଇ ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ particularly ଗୋଟେ segment ରେ ଦେଖିବେ ଜିନିଷ ବିକ୍ରି ହେଉଥିବ ଗୋଟେ segment ରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର cosmetics ହିଁ ବିକ୍ରି ହେଉଥିବ that means that was one department ତାପରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କେବଳ clothes ବିକ୍ରି ହେଉଥିବ ଗୋଟେ segment electronics ର ଥିବ so that was called departmental stores so importance of এটা ପଢେଇଥିଲି ପିଲାମାନେ importance of retailing ଟା अच्छा type of retailing पढ़ा ହେଇଛି retail formats I think पढ़ा हेगा अच्छा मैं types भी पढ़ौଥିଲି ना service retailing हम पढ़ौଥିଲେ से I think yes sir
Yes,
no?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Service retailing, yes, ma'am.
डिस्टर्ब ହେଇଗଲି because ଜଣେ ସାର୍ ଆସିଗଲେ ତ ଟିକେ डिस्टर्ब ହେଇଗଲି so sorry for that so when we are talking about service retailing as whatever product ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କୌଣସି tangible product କିଣୁଛୁ ପିଲାମାନେ basically ମନେ ରଖନ୍ତୁ ଆଜିକା ଡେଟରେ product is not alone product was always concerned or combined with certain kind of services what we as a consumer expecting out of that so आमे जेतेले कोनोसी नो आपण गोटे टीवी किनुचंती so there are large number of expectations are attached with the TV and while you are searching that TV to buy for your home you are not only seeing the TV but also seeing the services which is attached with the TV जेमती कि आदरे आपण स्मार्ट टीवी कि नुहे आपण आदरे इंटरनेट चलै परिबे कि नहीं केतेरे चैनल आदरे आसी परिबो आदर साउंड सिस्टम केमती अछि यार बैटरी लाइफ कोन अछि so there is large number of utility and services being attached to that so ajika date if a product was not attached with the various services then the product was somehow flop लोक किनिबे नहीं जेमती कि गोटे एग्जांपल मैं देछि if you go to a restaurant or hotel so what are your expectations out of that restaurant it was only a food आपण कोन खाली खाइबा पे means खाइबा पे तो जाउ चंदी but while you are sitting started from what kind of sitting arrangements are there what kind of crockery they are using what kind of delivery time they have what kind of music was there and what kind of people's behavior also all these things matters a lot so you are actually hungry you want to eat something but apart from eating all these things are being attached with that so that is how we can see this particular service retailing sector ए पर्यंत बुझेला पिला माने अपन मनकु
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके एटा आपनकर ब्लॉक 1 और ब्लॉक 2 हमर चलची फर्स्ट ब्लॉक 1 रो यूनिट 1 and unit 2 so later on we will in the next class tomorrow class we will talk about the first growing आपनकर जेंदी वर्ल्ड वाइड ग्रोइंग केमती हैला इन रिटेल रो and what kind of impact was there seen in the retailing specifically in India fine लिंकन बाबू आपण टिके दी म्यूट कर दियंते भलो होंता Okay, so you have 3 classes today, I guess. ଆଜି ଆପଣଙ୍କର 3ଟା କ୍ଲାସ୍ ରହିବ ମୋ ପରେ ଆ ପର କ୍ଲାସ୍ଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଡିଜାଷ୍ଟର ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ହବ ଦେନ୍ ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ CLTC କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଦେନ୍ ME I guess ନା ଆଜି କ'ଣ ଅଛି ପିଲା ଟାଇମ୍ ଟେବଲ୍
ଗୋଟେ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କ୍ଲାସ ମଝିରେ 5 ରୁ 7 ମିନିଟ୍ ବ୍ରେକ୍ ଦେଇ ହବ କି?
କ୍ଲାସ୍ ମଝିରେ 5
EG
7
class
ମିନିଟ୍
ମଝିରେ
ଅଛି।
ମାନେ ଏଣ୍ଡ ଟୁ ଏଣ୍ଡ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ ସରିଲେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ
ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ପାଇଁକି
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଟିକେ ଏଥର 5ଟା 6ଟା ଜଲ୍ଦି ହେଇଯାଏନି କ୍ଲାସଟା।
ହଁ ହେଇଛି କ'ଣ କରିବା ମାନେ ମୋ ପାଇଁକି ଆଉ ସ୍ଲଟ୍ ହିଁ ନଥିଲା ମୁଁ ନର୍ମାଲି କ'ଣ କରେ 8ଟାରୁ 9ଟା ଘରେ ଯାଇକି ନିଏ ୟା ତ ଫିର୍ ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ 7 to 8 ନିଏ
ଏବେ
ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ
ଗ୍ୟାପ୍
7
ରହୁନି
to
ପୁରା
8
5 ରୁ 9 ହେଇଯାଉଛି କ୍ଲାସ ଆ ଭିତରେ କିଛି ବି ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ରହୁନି।
ହଁ ସେଇଟା ତ ଠିକ କଥା କ'ଣ କରିବେ ମୁଁ ଏବେ ଛାଡୁଛି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ସୁଲୋଚନା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ନିହାତି 5-7 ମିନିଟ୍ ପରେ ନେବେ ଆପଣମାନେ ଏଇ ଗ୍ୟାପଟା ଏଇ ଏମିତିରେ 5-7 ମିନିଟ୍ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ନିଅନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ତାପରେ ଟ୍ରାଏ କରୁଛି ଟିଚର ମାନଙ୍କୁ କହିବି ଯୋଉ କ୍ଲାସଟା 7ରୁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହଉଛି ସେଟା 7:15 କରିଦେବି
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ
ମୁଁ
ୟୁ
ଏଇଟା
ସୋ
ଇନଫର୍ମାଲି ଟିଚରଙ୍କୁ କହିବି ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ଜଣେଇଦେବି ତ 7:15 ରୁ 8:15 8:15 ରୁ 9:15
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଓକେ ଓକେ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ପିଲାମାନେ ବ୍ରେକ୍ ନିଅନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ୍ ତାପରେ ସାର୍ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଜଏନ୍ କରିବେ ବାଏ ବାଏ
ମିନିଟ୍
Okay,
ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ ନହେଲେ 8:15 ରୁ ଜାଗାରେ 8:30 ହେଇଯିବ 8:30 ରୁ 9:30
Hello, students.
Madam, good evening.
Good evening, students. Pilamane, hello. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, ma'am.
Chalo
Good
to-
evening.
Good evening to all of you.
Evening, ma'am.
Good evening. चलो start करिबा.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait a moment. Acha, students, am I audible to you clearly? And is it visible to you slide?
Yes, madam.
Yes, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chalo, let's start. See, we will discuss the paper disaster management, right? Disaster management, as per your syllabus, we will discuss many things related to disaster management. Like, we will discuss the first concept of disaster. Then after, we will discuss different types of disaster, right? As per your syllabus. Right now, we will discuss the types of disaster. Then after, we will discuss one chapter related to global warming. Then we will discuss one chapter related to pollution, right? And then after, we will discuss something related to what is the process of disaster, right? Apart from this, the basic concept of deforestation, then many things are there in this your chapter, right? So here, dear students, today, so many things it is there in your syllabus, and we will discuss in a one by one your classes. And today, first we will start from your concept of disaster. And then we will discuss the different things related to disaster management. What are the causes, effects, and what are the solutions? Everything we will discuss in this chapter. It is a very known paper, and it is a very common paper. No, it no, ame जेमती कि आमे आम डे टू डे लाइफ रे सब जोटा फेस करूचे सेटा ही आमे पेपर रे पढिबा. Whatever may be the things, no, related to the, it may be the related to natural or it related to man-made. No, we generally we faced in our day to day life, and we all the people know aware about the things related to whatever may be the things we will discuss here related to man-made and natural. So it is a very known and common paper. समस्त आमे जानिचे पेपर को, still we will discuss as per the syllabus. आमे जानिचे, still आमे को syllabus wise discussion करिबा and हाकू भलसे complete करिबा हैला. तो पिला माने, first you tell me what do you mean by disaster? Disaster माने कौन रे? What do you mean by disaster?
Disaster is a
Hazards.
hazard or mishap which has a bad impact on society and human being.
Ah, very nice. It is a kind of hazards that ultimately it affect the society and human being as a whole. Very nice. It means, very good. It means, see, disaster means is something, it is extreme. Disaster is something, it is extreme. It may be the extreme related to natural, or it may be the extreme related to human activity. Well, the extreme thing will happen that leads to disaster. If it is there in a normal position, normal situation, it may be the natural or it may be the human activity. No, it is there in a natural situation. It is there in a general situation. So that we cannot say it is, and it is required for the environment. We cannot say it is a disaster. Well, it will happen in an extreme level that we can call it is a disaster. As per your answer, while it happened, the after effect, it is very, dangerous. No, after effect, it is basically, it affect the life, property, and it damages the entire environment and the society. Sometimes it occurs suddenly, and sometimes it occurs slow process. And what kind of disaster it happened in slowly, and what kind of disaster it happened suddenly, that we will discuss. But overall, the disaster, sometimes it happens suddenly, that is beyond our imagination. No, it will happen, and sometimes it is a slow process. Dhire dhire seta destroy karibo, right? So ultimately, due to this kind of situation, right, due to it may be whatever, it may be sudden or it may be slow process, both the things it affect towards the society and the human being and society as a whole, where due to this reason it affect the entire environment and it leads to death, right, injury, variety kind of disease, and overall we can say it is a very stressful environment, no, happen, right? And really it is a very panic जेतेले आमे देखिबा ना variety type रो disaster आसीबो एंड तो मनुष्यर बहुत अत्यधिक परिमाण रे हाथ थाए जनरली डिजास्टर जेते होउची मैम आपण कहबे कि मैम एमती केमती देखिबे बहुत मैक्सिमम एटा मनुष्यर हाथ थाए बट अल्टीमेटली it is a kind of very panic situation faced by the overall society.
Madam?
So, again,
war को कोना में disaster management कइतरिया disaster
what is war na? War गोटे पूरा man made disaster. पूरा एटा गोटे आपनक जे टाइप्स ऑफ डिजास्टर आमे ना पढिबा सर, man made disaster हला गोटे war, सेटा गोटे बड्ड डिजास्टर सबट जोटा कि आमे देखुचे माने छोट स्मॉल ईगो को सैटिस्फाई करबा पई, राइट, जो कंट्री भितरे ना जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चली छि देखंतु पूरा वर्ल्ड ता पे केते पैनिक होची, केते माने ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ पीपल, जोटा कि ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी, पीपल, डेथ, माने पेट्स, एनिमल्स कोन सफर होचंती देखंतु, एटा होची गोटे सबुट बड़ डिजास्टर, मैन मेड डिजास्टर, राइट? तो पिला माने
मैम जो कोविड सिचुएशन आसीथिला सेटा को कैटेगरी आसीबो मैन नेचुरल या मैन मेड
सेटा सुनो तमे ना पढिबा सेटा जे जो कोविड आस्तिला वेदर मैम एटा नेचुरल और मैन मेड सेटा इना मु जस्ट टाइप्स रे कहबी आपन को हैला जेतले टाइप्स को जीवा बायोलॉजिकल डिजास्टर देयर वी विल डिस्कस
बायोलॉजिकल डिजास्टर,
हां बायोलॉजिकल डिजास्टर रे देयर वी विल डिस्कस वेदर इट इज नेचुरल वेदर इट इज मैन मेड, देयर वी विल डिस्कस राइट ना इना सैंक्शन डिस्कशन करबा। तो चलंतु
yes
in a general sense, in a simple sense, if we can define what do you mean by disaster, a disaster is a sudden event that causes large scale of damage to life, property, and social aspects of a society or nation. Obviously, it is basically nation as well as in an international forum. The disaster, it is not only means we can say it is there in a particular one area it happened, it covered in a whole society as a whole, it extend towards the nation, and it extend also in an international level. Suppose we can take the example of the international level disaster. So the war, it is an international level disaster, right? Ukraine amaro si jo kono gote country Russia Ukraine war lagiला जोटा कि पूरा कंट्री पूरा वर्ल्ड सफर कला एना देखंतु हमरो लागि छि जो वार लागि होई चंदी ट्रम्प रो छोटो स्मॉल ईगो मानक पई मानक सैटिस्फाई करिया पई देखंतु पूरा वर्ल्ड केते केमति सफर होची, किते जे माने प्रॉपर्टी लाइफ केते डिस्ट्रॉय होची, एनवायरनमेंट ऊपर किते इंपैक्ट पकोची, राइट? सो ओवरऑल वी कैन से it is a पिलामाने स्टूडेंट्स मान टिके म्यूट करिकरी कथा बार्ता हेबे आपनक भितरे काइंडली हैला। तो ओवरऑली दिस इज व्हाट द डिजास्टर। If we will discuss the types of disaster, जितने हमें types of disaster को discussion करिबा, no, the types of disaster having various type. What first one is the in a basically no natural disaster. One is the we will first we will discuss in a what main area and it cover in a different factor. It means what? The types of disaster, first we will cover in a natural disaster. Natural disaster, it leads to, first one is the terrestrial disaster, also we can call as a geographical disaster, also we can call as a land movement disaster. So in a natural disaster, the types of disaster, first one is the, we can say it is a terrestrial disaster, geographical disaster, also we can call as a land movement disaster. It includes what it relates to. It leads to avalanches, earthquakes, landslides, and volcanic eruptions, right? So these are the four most vulnerable disasters. It leads to terrestrial disaster, also we can call it a geographical disaster. जोटा कि एई चारिटा कवर करूची ता भितरे हैला. So we will discuss what do you mean by avalanches, what do you mean by earthquake, what do you mean by landslide and volcanic eruption, and what are the causes, effects, and the solution. That we will solution tar bises kichi nai, still we will discuss some solutions. No, so causes, effects, and solution of each disaster we will discuss, no, after this slide. Then second one is the water, or we can call as a aquatic disaster. Aquatic disaster, also we can call as a water related disaster. The water related and aquatic disasters, it relates to what? It including floods, tsunami, and tidal wave. So these are the kind of water related. Flood, it is a kind of water related. Tsunami as well as the tidal wave, it relates to water related, dear students, disasters. Then we will discuss one by one, no? What is the causes, effects, and solutions? What are the different types? That we will discuss one by one. Then after, the third types of disaster, no? The major area of disaster, that is the weather or atmospheric disaster. It relates to weather related, also we can call as a atmospheric related disaster or climatic disaster, also we can say, no? जहाँ भी आपण कहि परिबा को weather कहि परिबे, atmospheric कहि परिबे, also climate related disaster मध्य कहि परिबे. Where it including, कौन include करूची? It relates to blizzards, right? Blizzards means it is the kind of heavy ice fall. देखिबे in a summer season रे हमरो बहुत सारा place रे बहुत heavily ice fall हुए. जो heavily ice fall हुए तको blizzards को आजिबो. So in basically we can see in summer season, these blizzard situations we can see in the summer season in a different place, right? जो थरे के heavily ice fall करे सेटा को हमें blizzards कहबा पिला माने. Then cyclonic storms, basically cyclone variety kind of cyclones, no, happened, and most of the cyclones it happened in Odisha. हमें प्रति वर्ष, no, every year जमिति के हमें कहबा हमें face करूचे, हमें माने every year होनी, किंतु still most of the time हमें face करूचे India रो, no, हमर एई part रे. So जोटा कि हमें cyclone, no, we will discuss one chapter cyclone. What are the causes, effects, solutions of cyclone? That also we will discuss. Droughts, then it is the kind of a climatic and weather related disaster. Droughts माने कौन? सुखा पड़ी जिबा, जोटा कि पूरा सुखा पड़ जाओ. We will discuss causes, effects, and solutions. Then hailstorms. Hailstorms माने कौन कहले? It is a heavy ice fall in a hill area. Hill area रे पूरा बहुत परिमाण जो ice fall हुए generally in a different, we can say the Jammu and Kashmir, no, Ladakh, different hill stations are there. No, there highly, heavily, जो Uttarakhand हमें कहिबा example of, no, सेठी जेतेले highly अधिक परिमाण रे, so सेठा कहिबा हमें hailstorms. Then पिला माने म्यूट करिके पढिबे, नले समस्त को म्यूट करिके क्लास ने आबो, म्यूट करिके क्लास करिबे, हला सेड कॉपी के एड क्लास करिबेनी हला. देन असला कोन कहले? टर्नाडोस. टर्नाडोस means what? Tornadoes means it is a kind of आपण माने सुनी थिबे छुआ बेले, जोटा कि हमें खंडिया भूत कहउथिले. So basically it is a circular wings, no, it happened in a, generally it happened in a summer season, no, tornadoes. It हमें छुआ बेले कहउथिले खंडिया भूत, but it is a circular wings, and it generally happened in a summer season due to the heavy wind. So this related to tornadoes. Then thunderstorm, it generally leads to at the time of, no, heavy rain, before rain, no, So thunderstorm kind of things happened, and lightning also it leads to it is the basically thunderstorm and lightning. It is a very kind of means it happened in very short span of time and quick situations. It happened, and also heat wave and cold wave. Heat wave it is there in this particular situation in the summer season. So it leads to heat wave, and in a winter season it leads to cold wave. So these are the different things related to what? Weather, climatic, and atmospheric related disaster. These are the, as per your syllabus, we will discuss one by one as per the what are the causes, effects, and solutions. Then biological disaster. Dear students, biological disaster, it may cover related to natural, or it may cover, it leads to also man-made. Biological disaster, specifically we can say this kind of disaster, if the things created by the nature, then we can call it is a natural disaster. If the things created by man, human activity, then we can call it is a what? Man-made disaster. Now, till date, it is not confirmed. Jemti ka ame kahiba, it is not it is ame to taku kahi paribani je epidemic jo amaro corona astila jo, it is a huge kind of epidemic, whether that created by nature, whether that created by human being. सेटा तो जदि आमे कहूचे सेटा गोटे हेइतिला गोटे कोन बार्ड रु हेइतिला जोटा कि बैट रु हेइतिला कहउचंती जदि सेटा हेइची नेचुरली ताहले आमे ताकू नेचुरल डिजास्टर रे नबा बट एटा तो सबुठु बड़ एपिडेमिक थिला हमर वर्ल्ड रे जोटा कि आमे निजे फेस करिचे ताकू बट जदि एक्चुअली रे एटा क्रिएटेड बाय चाइना एक्चुअली रे क्रिएटेड बाय चाइना देन it is a kind of ame kahuche ki gote virus jodi feleila, so it is a kind of man-made disaster. So it depend karuchi this kind of epidemic situation, whether it relates to the man-made or whether it relates to the what jodi eta create heithibo naturally, jemti kame kahile gote bat ru start heitila, it is a kind of bird, or it create by the animal or any create by any kind of things, जमिति का हमें कहूचे डेंगू होची क्रिएटेड बाय मस्किटो, राइट? तो सेटा तो पूरा नेचुरल आमे कहबा, जमिति कि हमर होची बर्ड फ्लू होची, दैट इज क्रिएटेड बाय a bird, स्वाइन फ्लू हैला, ए सब क्रिएटेड बाय, इट इज a natural things. But corona, it is a kind of epidemic where we cannot say whether it is a man-made or whether it is a natural. जहाँ आपण जदि conclusion draw करचंती आपण से virus को सेथिरे नहीं परिबे हैला. Apart from these, some disasters are there that created by man-made disasters. See, variety type of disaster that also created by man due to the man, the activity of human being, variety kind of disaster we faced in our day-to-day life. That is an industrial disaster related to factories, related to mines, many kind of disaster happened in different areas. Apart from this chemical disaster, we will discuss as per your syllabus, chemical disaster, nuclear disaster, and biological disaster. We will discuss in your these three things, it is there in your syllabus, and we will discuss what kind of chemical disaster happened in the past and how much it is dangerous for the society. That we will discuss with example. We will take 2 or 3 case studies, and based on the case studies only we will discuss this chapter. And technological disaster is also there. Technological kind of disaster, like we can say, the technology related to basically due to the poor equipment used by the human being at the time of construction of bridges, buildings, any kind of things, well, that we can call as a technological disaster. Bridge pura gote heitibo, pura taku pura bhusli jibo, building heitibo se pura destroy heijibo, mane bhangi jibo. So due to the persons used very poor equipment and that leads to basically the society faced a lots of problem. Nuclear disaster, what kind of nuclear disaster happened in the past and what was the situation happened, that we will discuss through case studies in the later chapter. And apart from these, oil spills, building fire, coal fire, dam failure, war, apart from this terrorist attack, apart from this biological, already I told you, transportation accident, crimes, and global warming. These are the one chapter. It is there in your syllabus. We will discuss in your 1-by-1 classes. So dear students, this is all about your types of disaster. So you have to remember based on the apanankara dharantu exam re questions asila kona na what is disaster and briefly explain the aquatic related disaster. So apana eti mon rakhiba padibo what are the things it covered under the aquatic related disaster. So it leads to nai dharantu apanako jodi kahi pura clearly asila no, briefly explain what do you mean by flood and briefly explain the causes, effects and solutions related to flood. Seta to apna easily kari paribe. But if the things will come in your examination, briefly explain the aquatic related disaster, then you have to explain the flood, tsunami and tidal wave, the causes, effects and solutions. Likewise, we can extend the things related to land movement disaster and water related and man-made disaster, right? So if the thing in your what do you mean by man-made disaster and what are the different types of man-made disaster, then apana सब types ro with case apana को पढ़ेबी से अनुसार apana explain करिवे. Likewise the apanankara climatic disaster as well as the land movement disaster से type रो apana कहा under रे किए जाउची just apana एठी मन रखि देबे. बहुत इजी अछि किछ डिफिकल्ट नाही. सो एटा एमती मन रखिबे देन आमे तार गोटे गोटे चैप्टर एना पढी पढी का जिबा. इट्स कॉजेस, इफेक्ट्स एंड सॉल्यूशंस. ठीक ना पिला माने? यस ना स्टूडेंट्स?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके
Yes, ma'am.
ओके तो चलो वी विल स्टार्ट. आज्ञा कोंतु सर.
ଆପଣ ଆଜ୍ଞା କୁହନ୍ତୁ. ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ. ସରି ମ୍ୟାଡମ, ଡିଜାଷ୍ଟର ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଆମର କର୍ପୋରେଟ ୱାର୍ଲଡ ରେ କେମିତି କାମରେ ଆସିବ ଆଉ ଏ ପେପର ଆମେ କଣ ଶିଖି ପାରିବ?
ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ, କର୍ପୋରେଟ ୱାର୍ଲଡ କଣ ଆର୍ଥକ୍ୱେକ୍ ଫେସ୍ କରୁନି? कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड कौन साइक्लोन फेस करूनी? कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड कौन हिट वेव कोल्ड वेव फेस करूनी ना? कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड कौन टेक्नोलॉजिकल डिजास्टर जहाँ भी है कि जहाँ भी है जो मैन मेड और आपणकर कौन कहले नेचुरल डिजास्टर कौन फेस करूनी? एटा कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड पे भी एटा सोसाइटी पे एटा इंटरनेट माने आमे कौन कहले एटा इट इज ए बेसिकली यूनिवर्सल फेनोमेना. एटा जोटा कि एक्सटेंड करछि पूरा वर्ल्ड पे कहि कि not only we will discuss in a one area in a corporate world, so but also it is a universally extended things no जोटा कि समस्ते प्रॉब्लम फेस करछे. एना जेतेले हमर वार चली छि एटा कोन खाली हम सोसाइटी फेस करछि, सेटा कोन गैस रो प्रॉब्लम ता कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड फेस करूनी? इक्वली एम्प्लॉय माने तो कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड माने किए हु आर देयर इन द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड? ऑब्वियसली एम्प्लॉइज ना. एम्प्लॉइज आर फेसिंग खाली कोन आमे माने ही प्रॉब्लम फेस करू जो माने कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड को बिलोंग करूनु? नो, everybody face the problem no. So eta in general disaster जोटा कि होची in general सही पाई गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कहला कि disaster management is a paper. No, everybody they have to learn this paper. Everybody they should know this paper. Everybody. So the syllabus it must be there in a school, college, university. No, everywhere this syllabus is highly essential, right? So everybody they should aware about the no natural and man-made disaster. If the things will happen, what kind of precaution we have to take, no? So it is समस्तंको पे in general कहली पा एटा it is आमे कहबानी गोटे एरिया को आमे एटा बिलोंग करूची. आपण कहबे मैम एटा ओडिसा को हबो नो अदर स्टेट को हबनी, एटा आम कंट्री पे नो, एटा पूरा यूनिवर्सल. जेतेले आपण ये पढिबा ग्लोबल वार्मिंग कोन कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड ग्लोबल वार्मिंग फेस करूनी करूची इक्वली. So it is in general, it is a general paper. It is applicable for every individual of the society. बुझिले ना सर?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. चलंतु जेतेले अर्थक्वेक हबो कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड भी फेस करिवो, यूनिवर्सिटी भी फेस करिवो, आपनकर माने कोन कहिले होटल इंडस्ट्री भी फेस करिवो, पूरा माने पूरा जो एरिया रे हबो पूरा समस्त ताको प्रॉब्लम फेस करिवो. हैला तो चलंतु अर्थक्वेक टू हमें स्टार्ट कले. हैला तो आपण देखुचंती earthquake कौन एना just near future near past रे हितिला nearest past रे हमर कोठी हितिला कहले सबुटु अधिक टाइम earthquake कोठी हुए कहले वर्ल्ड रे frequently हुए
जापान इंडोनेशिया
जापान
जापान
इंडोनेशिया जापान रे सबुटु अधिक टाइम हो फ्रिक्वेंटली जोटा कि होची मु तो बेले बेले भाबी लोक कहीं सेठी अछंती पळौ नांती कहीं छाडी तापर मु रियलाइज करे अरे आमे कोन जगह को छाड़ दे जाई पळेबा आमे हमर स्टेट को हमर एरिया को हमर ये को छाड़ दे पळेबा पॉसिबल न आमे जिंदी फेस करछे से माने समती फेस करछंती बट मैक्सिमम टाइम से माने से एरिया रे फेस करछंती प्रॉब्लम को राइट तो पिला माने व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय अर्थक्वेक देखुचंती सिचुएशन केमिति कोन आपण एक पिक्चर रो देखि परिबे अर्थक्वेक कोन जनरली पिला माने earthquake जदि आमे इठी इने लेमन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जदि आमे earthquake कहिबा earthquake means एटा को देखिबे एटा को मु कहिबी एपिसेंटर एंड सिस्मिक पॉइंट आको मु कहिबी बट इन ए बेसिक सेंस earthquake means what it is a kind of disaster it happens suddenly the shaking of the earth surface जोटा कि बहुत क्विकली सडनली बियॉन्ड इमेजिनेशन जो हम इमेजिन भी करि नथिबा नो इट इज इट हैपेंस वेरी शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ टाइम and happen suddenly and shaking the earth surface and most unpredictable in nature and highly destructive in nature. It is unpredictable and it is very violent and destructive in nature. This is a very dangerous natural calamities, no? जत्ते natural calamities अछि आमे तो केही काको कम नहंती but overall जदि आमे कहबा सबुटु आमे जदि कहबा आमे somehow ताकू मापिबा पई जानिबा पई आमे पढिबा आगु किछिटा अछि हमर जेमति कि सिस्टम टेक्नोलॉजी जो we can no forecast आमे forecast करि परियो but आ पई बोले किछि पर्यंत forecast करिबा पई कोनोसे टेक्नोलॉजी एबे पर्यंत डेवलप हेई पारि नै आमे जे आगुरु अवेयर हेबा नो the earthquake will happen in this time or this moment no we will aware about that किछि आ पई बोले कोनोसे टेक्नोलॉजी मशीनरी ए पर्यंत country won't adapt करि पारि नाही the after effect it is very terrible and miserable in nature life पूरा miserable है जीवो ना घर थिबो ना किछि थिबो हम पाखरे life टा पूरा destruction life हमर थिबो generally earthquake no when the earthquake it happened in a we can say in a sea and ocean it leads to tsunami जोटा कोठी हेतिला मैम हमें पढिबा जे के आगरे जापान रे हेतिला सुनामी केबे हेतिला कोन हेतिला तपे कोन सिचुएशन हेतिला राइट जदि एटा ओशन रे हला ये कोन करिवो सुनामी करिवो if it is there in a snow hill no if the earthquake will happen in a snow hill like कोठी हबो कहिले ना हमर जम्मू कश्मीर रे हला न हले त लद्दाख रे हला न हले त हमर हिमाचल हमर ये कोठी कहिले हमर उत्तराखंड रे हला से कोन हबो it leads to avalanches right जदि स्नो हिल रहेला it kind of basically कोन हबो हमर जदि स्नो हिल रहेला हमें ताको कोन कहिबा ना जनरली हमें कहिबा सेठी लैंडस्लाइड स्नो हिल और नॉर्मल हिल स्नो हिल रहेले स्नो रिलेटेड इफेक्ट पकेबो नॉर्मल हिल रहेले लैंडस्लाइड करेबो और जदि अदर हिल रहेला सेठी avalanches करेबो if it is there in a basically normal surface ले earthquake करिवो so it leads to it depend on the situation को area रे को situation रे होची so when the earthquake happen generally it kind of different great no we can say it is a large scale of cracks no it is there in a ground general in a general surface no or surface बहुत सारे cracks happen हुए and due to these it collapse the buildings no and other infrastructure khali building ko collapse kareni it collapse buildings infrastructure road no every area it no the damage is kind of very no kind of very destructive damage it will be there and it also create no though after effect the variety kind of secondary disaster means series of disaster it happened. It means due to earthquake it leads to fire. Madam कोठी हेइथिला कि example आमे जाय के आगे पढिबा, right? So it leads to variety kind of fires it happened. Also it may be basically what now it also disturb the due to basically after effect it may be disturb the light system, water supply, no sewage system, communication, transportation system, house system, the entire system, the entire things it may be disturbed. The destroy of village, town, everything it may be destroyed. जोटा कि सबुठु highly जोटा कि गोटे आमे कहिबा dangerous and highly destructive natural calamity, that is the earthquake. So generally पिला माने जदि आमे कहिबा आकु देखिबे generally जदि earthquake ता हुए, while the earthquake it happened in a particular place. एमते ना कि एडी सेडी बुली बुली का होथबो, no, it will happened in a particular place. It will origin in one point. The point we can call as a seismic point. से point को हमें कौन कहिबा focus point और seismic point ताको कहा जाए. हेला ये जो एरिया रे से कि हिट करिवो न जत्ते बेले एटा हुए जनरली earthquake ता ना the depth of the basically we can say the depth of the earthquake it happened inside the earth around 50 to 100 kilometer inside of the earth. कहा जाउची 50 रु 100 किलोमीटर इमेजिन करछंती ता भितरी पूरा सिए गोटे तारो क्रिएशन हुए एंड जोठी आसिकरी जोठी क्रिएट हुए ताको कहबा हमें सिस्मिक पॉइंट्स जो पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट को देखुतिबे एटीएस स्लाइड रे एंड जतले से आसिकी इट विल अफेक्ट इन सरफेस रे ताको हिट करिवो जोठी हिट कला जो एरिया रे गोटे पर्टिकुलर एरिया रे हिट करिवो जोटा तर इफेक्ट देखियो पूरा एंटायर स्टेट को कि पूरा एंटायर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में पूरा एंटायर एरिया को तो से जोठी आसिकी हिट करिवो ताको कहजिवो एपिसेंटर, right? So where it will create the point, the starting point, no, in a particular place it will happen. पिला माने म्यूट करी discussion करिवो happened, so we can called as a focus point or seismic point, and when it will happen जोठी एटा आसिकी हिट करिवो ताको हमें कहबा एपिसेंटर, जोथि पाई तारो इफेक्ट रे चारि आडे पूरा से देखेबो एंड जो इफेक्ट देखेबो पिला माने एटी फर्स्ट को बुझिबे तापर हम नेक्स्ट ये को जिबा जो इफेक्ट देखेबो नो इट्स डिपेंड ना how we can who will identify no ए जो earthquake हबो आको की आइडेंटिफाई करिबो and how we can identify this earthquake identified by the seismologist जो माने जो साइंटिस्ट माने आको आइडेंटिफाई करंती जनरली तांको कहा जाउची seismologist, the scientist no earthquake who identified this earthquake kind of situation, they're the seismologist, and basically they will identify the magnitude level of the earthquake. जो केमती magnitude level ता identify करिवे ना based on the Richter scale. जो Richter scale और Richter scale जहाँ भी कोई परिवे आपण ताको Richter scale और Richter scales रे समाना को identify करिवे the magnitude wave or magnitude level of the earthquake. तार magnitude level ता कितने high होची. Generally कहा जाउची in the magnitude level of the earthquake, basically, if it is up to 2, aku ame mane magnitude level we can identify based on the 1 to 10, or magnitude level 1 ru 10 bhitere analysis kara jauchi based on the Richter scale. So here, if up to 2, it is very low density of earthquake, very low density koiba, very low destruction of, and generally we will not feel such kind of earthquake. Eta hobo, but ame ete feel karibani. If it is 2 to 5, it is low kind of damage will happen. जदि 2 ରୁ 5 हैला एटा हमें फील करिबा आ कोन हबो कहिले it can damage somehow it can damage and somehow it will not falling the things जते सब हम घर रो जिंस थिबा से पूरा हलचल हे कि पडिबो एम्ति हबो बट एटा एते भी परिमाण रे डिस्ट्रक्शन हबोनी, राइट? बट हमें फील करि के बहुत सारा कोडी फाटी जाइथिबो, कोडी फैन हलुथिबो, कोडी जिंस आसी के पडी जाइथिबो, एम्ति सब हेथिबो, बट ह्यूमन बीइंग को एतेटा इफेक्ट करिबनी. बट इफ इट इज 5 to 6 जतले 5 रु ओवर को जिवो मैग्नीट्यूड लेवल एंड इन रिक्टर स्केल नो एठी 5 ओवर को जति 6 आड़ को गला सो इट इज आमे को कहबा कोन इट इज ए बेसिकली देयर इन ए मॉडरेट लेवल 5 रु 6 टा जोटा आछी इट इज ए मॉडरेट लेवल एंड इट इज somehow it will it's depend on the situation it can be destruction it may be there and it is 6 to 7 it is highly destruction जेतले 7 को पळेबो ये पूरा destruction करिवो highly destruction करिवो and it is more than 7 it is very high destructive situation will be there it is basically high risk situation and highly damage the society as a whole जमिति का मैं एग्जांपल जदि नबा इन इंडिया जदि हम इंडिया रे हमति मैम केबे हेछि कि यस इन आवर इंडिया फेस्ड earthquake at the year of 2001 2001 रे हम इंडिया फेस करिछि 26 January 2001 the earthquake it was
Gujarat.
happened in Gujarat yes गुजरात रा भुज रे हितला
Yes.
मॉर्निंग टाइम रे हैला जनवरी 26 थिला मॉर्निंग टाइम रे सब स्कूल को पिला माने जाउथिले स्कूल रे सब पेरेंट्स चलीथिला ए टाइप रो सिचुएशन रे मैग्नीट्यूड लेवल थिला 7.7 राइट गुजरात रो भुज रे जो हितला 2001 रे मैग्नीट्यूड लेवल थिला 7.7 जोथिरे कि इट किल्ड मोर देन 20,000 पीपल 20,000 रु अधिक लोक मरिथिले 20,000 पीपल को पूरा मारी देइथिला स्कूल आग पूरा सब छुआ माने बहु परिमाण रे इफेक्ट देइथिले कारण समस्त गोटी एरिया रे रहिथिले आ सेही सब एरिया बिल्डिंग सब पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाइथिला पूरा भुसली पड़थिला राइट सो एतिक डिस्ट्रक्शन करथिला जति हमें कहबा हमर इंडिया रे हमें नियरेस्ट पास्ट रे हमें गोटे ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ अर्थक्वेक हमें फेस करिचे राइट जदि हमें कहबा इट हला जनरल सरफेस एंड इट हैपेंड इन इंडिया आ मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम त हमर नियरेस्ट हमर जापान रे होची आपण माने देखुचंदी हला जापान रे हेतिला जोटा कि केबे ना 2011 रे जोटा कि तारो रेक्टर स्केल रे थिला 9 पॉइंट समथिंग जापान रो सुनामी आपण माने समस्त जदि मने पकेबे जोटा कि जापान रो सुनामी नै कि सेटा आसला बिकॉज़ इट वाज हैपेंड इन द ओशियन जापान रो ओशियन रे हितला आ सुनामी नै कि आसला अर्थक्वेक सहित सुनामी जापान रो मोस्ट ऑफ दी तारो पूरा ये को ढोलै देथिला तारो पूरा एंटायर इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम को तारो पूरा डिस्ट्रॉय कर देथिला एमिति लोक माने पूरा माने ये हितले जे ह्यूज अमाउंट तको ये करी होबनी काउंट करी होबनी केते समुद्र रे चल जाइथिले राइट जोटा कि 9 पॉइंट समथिंग इट वाज हैपेंड इन दी वेयर इट इज जापान 2011 जोटा कि जापान रो सुनामी कहबा राइट एंड म्यांमार रे हमर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम म्यांमार रे हमर होउची जोटा कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम एई ना देखिबे किछि टाइम पूर्वरु किछि दिन पूर्वरु म्यांमार रे हितला मैक्सिमम टाइम म्यांमार रे होउथबो अर्थक्वेक आ देखिबे एमिति परिमाण रे होउथबो जे लोक मन खाली माने इट इज अ वेरी नो काइंड ऑफ माने टेरेबल सिचुएशन हम देखुथबा बाप रे एमिति हेची लोक माने पूरा हाहाकार डाकुथिबे किंतु मारे मु कहली ना मु एग्जांपल देली कि मु समटाइम्स भाबे म्यांमार लोक मानको देखला रे काहे के माने प्लेस को छाड़ दो नांती बट हमें कोन हम प्लेस को छाड़ देबे जे से मन छाड़ देबे से समय से कम टाइम म्यांमार रे कम टाइम अपन न्यूज़ रे देखबे म्यांमार रे अर्थक्वेक हैला पिला माने जे म्यूट करिबे नले समस्त को ऑल म्यूट कर देबी जब मैं म्यूट करिके डिस्कशन करन आपण जनक पई बोले अदर स्टूडेंट्स माने जनक पई बोले अदर स्टूडेंट्स माने जेमति प्रॉब्लम फेस न करन
आपण ऑल म्यूट मन नियंतु
मैडम से ज्योति रेड्डी के से मोटा सुनना
कर दियंतु
ज्योति रेड्डी केतलो चलते ना करो
से क्लास रे टोटल से क्लास को मैम टोटल अटेंटिव रहना दे से अन्य आड़े कोड डिस्कशन करछन ज्योति रेड्डी का नाम
ज्योति रेड्डी
ये सर एटा
ज्योति रेड्डी
बुझी पार नथे बोधे से तेलुगु लोक होइते बुझी पार नथे
हां तेलुगु रे त हमें पढ़ाई परिबानी सर बुझिले ना
ट्रांसलेटर रखे पड़े मैडम
हला तो चलंतु एठी आपनकर कोडी को नत लागे अच्छा तो हमें जति कहबा
फुल स्लाइड टा देखिबे स्लाइड टा ये होछि
मैम जो स्लाइड टा होछि ना सेटा कंप्लीट आसुनी ठीक मिनिमाइज कर दियंतु
मिनिमाइज
मिनिमाइज कले हे जिवो
एमिति देखा गला क्लियरली
हाँ ठीक है जूम
ओके
एमती
मैम
गला
ये
हबो
ठीक ଅଛି
यस मैम यस मैम एमती ठीक अछि एमती ठीक अछि
अच्छा ताले एमिति पढंतु सेडा मिनिमाइज होई पारुनी हां मोबाइल रे तो होउनी अच्छा तो चलंतु earthquake कोन व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय earthquake हाउ वी कैन डिफाइन मैम आपको डिफाइन केमति करी बात करी earthquake basically it is a sudden vibration on the earth and shaking of the earth surface already we have discussed is called earthquake जेतले sudden vibration हबो earth रे shake हबो earth surface को it is highly unpredictable in nature already I told you भाबिबा पूर्वरु बहुत किछि हे जाइथिबो and it is generally काहे कि मु जानिनी generally it happened in a night time जेतले समस्त सोइथिबे नल तो अर्ली मॉर्निंग सखल सखल एमती जते सब होउची म्यांमार रे इधर पूरा मिडनाइट पूरा समस्त डीप स्लीप रे सोइथिबे जोटा कि भाबिबा को भी समय नथिबो बिकॉज़ इट इज अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड एमती कि आपण भाबुचंती घंटे हला कि आधा घंटा हला नो इट विल हैपन इन अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड किछि सेकंड पई हबो जोटा कि पूरा हाईली माने डिस्ट्रॉय करके चली जिवो तो आर कॉजेस कोन व्हाट आर द कॉजेस ऑफ earthquake पिला माने causes is various causes are there but the most important causes of the earthquake it happened most important causes due to the movement of the tectonic plates origin of the earthquake जेतले टेक्टोनिक प्लेट मूवमेंट करे से तो ये माने ताको भल औरी हम ता भीतर एते डिस्कशन करिबाने टेक्टोनिक मूवमेंट ऑफ द टेक्टोनिक प्लेट मैडम से कोड आसिला हला द टेक्टोनिक प्लेट बेसिकली इट इज द हिट ऑफ द यूरेशियन प्लेट्स एंड इंडियन यूरेशियन प्लेट सहित इंडियन प्लेट जेतले पूरा हिट करे मूव करी जते हिट हुए सेते बेले जनरली कोन हुए हमर अर्थक्वेक ता हुए and it generally happen in a hilly area generally कहा जाउची कि एटा बहुत सही एरिया को ये हुए बहुत परिमाण रे हिट करे जेमति कि हमें कहबा इंडिया रे जम्मू एंड कश्मीर द बेसिकली द वल्नरेबल एरियाज नो इट इज रिलेट टू जम्मू एंड कश्मीर लद्दाख हिमाचल प्रदेश उत्तराखंड सिक्किम से सब एरिया को ये हाईली कोन करे डिस्ट्रॉय करियो बिकॉज़ द मूवमेंट ऑफ द टेक्टोनिक प्लेट इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया इज देयर राइट and it is the Indian plate to Eurasian plate को जेतले मूव करे तळे केते below the ground of the 50 to 100 kilometer inside the earth surface 50 रो 100 किलोमीटर भीतर जेतले माने मूवमेंट करे एमिति होउतिबे पर जेतले हिट हबो तेडी परिमाण रे earthquake ता हबो apart from this जदि हमें कहिबा एटा ला फर्स्ट एंड मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट रीजन पिला माने देखो एरा केमिति म्यूट करंती मु भी जानिनी तो काले बुझिबी हैला बुझी के पूरा म्यूट कर दे म्यूट कला आपण माने किछि पचार लालु माने मु ये हो नथो मु खाली पढौथि आपण माने बुझी पार नथिबे लाभ कोन हबो हैला द मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट and the basically what the most important reason is the movement of the tectonic plate apart from these due to the volcanic eruption also volcanic eruption leads to earthquake due to the mining activity also leads to the earthquake mining activity जेतले बहुत तळगु खोला जीवो बहुत तळगु जेतले खोला हबो से अल्टीमेटली कोन होची हिट करूची काहा को so basically it somehow the disbalance and the of the inside the earth surface and it leads to also earthquake and it is the underground atomic test जेतले अंडरग्राउंड एटॉमिक टेस्ट होची से कोठी तो गुटे जायकरी डिस्ट्रक्शन करिवो सो सेमिति ये मते इट आल्सो लीड्स टू बेसिकली वी कैन से earthquake and big dams and inside the earth जेतले हमें बड़ बड़ परिमाण रे डैम खोलुचे से अल्टीमेटली ताकू कोन करची जो इनसाइड हमें कोन करिबा बम ब्लास्ट करी कि नो हमें किछि ये करिबा सो एई सब कारणरू big dams in the earth construction of the earth underground atomic test mining activity these are the man-made human activity it relates to basically what earthquake और जदि हमें कहिबा in a natural causes natural reason that is the movement of the tectonic plate and other reason is the basically that is the due to the human activity it leads to earthquake तो जदि earthquake हैला ताहा हेले हमें कोन व्हाट आर द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ द earthquake कोन इफेक्ट करिवो आफ्टर इफेक्ट it is very destruction and destructive in nature. Already I told you. No? It is a very, no, very माने आमे एते बड़ सिचुएशन फेस करिबा जोटा कि आमे देखुचे डेली टीवी रे म्यांमार रो स्टोरी. So here it related to loss of human being, pets and animals, not only the problem faced by the human being only, but also the equally समानकर भी पूरा equal life अछि no, but also the equally problem faced by the animal and pets. Pets, animals समाने equally problem face करंती. It kill many peoples, animals as well as the pets. समस्तों को destroy करे. Apart from this, the huge loss of the state as well as the country, the economic crisis, large scale of economic crisis, it will be there. Where? Due to why? Due to the destruction of the buildings, roads, no, destruction of the electric poles, pipelines, house, no, basically what? Everything's no, चारियाडे खाली destruction ही destruction आपण देखि destroy छडा आउ किछि देखिबेनी जोटा कि म फर्स्ट आपण स्लाइड रे दिखेले. Right? So huge amount of the economic crisis faced by the state as well as the country. This leads to basically the after effect of the earthquake. It leads to possibility in some cities, no, अच्छी हेई पारिबो possibility of fire. कौन हबो जोटा एते बड़ ये हबो कौन हबो सेटु निया बाहरी की कौन चारियाडे निया लागि जिवो due to the electrical, no, short circuit kind of things will happen and it leads to fire. It leads to building fire and common fire also will be there. Right? And after effect, already I told you the example, it happened in the Japan, no, tsunami. It may be happened. जोठी earthquake हबो संगे संगे समान अलर्ट कर देबे से एरिया रो लोक मानु को अलर्ट करिवे जे एटा हमरो सुनामी भी होई पारे, नेक्स्ट हमर हेई पारे, सब हेई पारे रे जिबे तापरे बुझिले. And also the volcanic eruption. So generally we can say, you know, the effect, it relates to physical loss, social loss, economic loss, environmental loss. सबो प्रकार loss ही loss. Physically, no, we can face variety kind of problem. Physical हमें बहुत सारा हमर nearest dearest को माने सेमानकर problem ही देखुथिबा ना मेडिकल रे जगह थिबो ना कोट जगह थिबो. Economic heavy loss घर नथिबो किछि नथिबो खाइबा नथिबो पानी नथिबो किछि नथिबो. Socio cultural पूरा destruction सेटु हैला environment को पूरा destroy करता. So these are the after effect, dear students. Ma'am, what kind of precaution we can take here so that we can face the earthquake? पिला माने आप हमें जते बेले फ्लाइट रे जाउचे हमें कहिबा कि जते बेले फ्लाइट एमिति हैला आपण माने कोन करिवे ना ये मास्क पिंदी देबे तापर आपण ये लाइफ जैकेट पिंदिबे आपण डेई पडिबे आपण कर सेफ ये अछि डोर अछि हां सेफ्टी डोर अछि आपण डेई पडिबे से ऊपर माने हेइची कि केबे इज इट पॉसिबल किंतु हमें ता पे बहुत सारा कथा कहउचे प्रिकॉशंस जदि हेई थांता जो हमरो हैला फ्लाइट हम पडिबा आगे जाई कि जो फ्लाइट रिस्ट्रिक्शन हैला सेटा हेई न थांता केबे. So generally, but still the precaution we can take some small precaution so that somehow we can aware ourselves and we can aware to our family as well as the society so that we can, if something will happen, so that somehow we can save the human being and we can save in ourselves and we can also save the other people. गोटे life होची बहुत precious, no, one life जदि हमें कहिबा एते प्रीशियस से जदि हमें गोटे लाइफ को बंचोचे ताहले हमें बहुत किछि बंचै परछि. सही कहूची जनरली कहूची if you are there in a home or if you are in a outside जदि हमें एटी प्रिकॉशन कोन नै परबा, it is the beyond imagination situation will happen and it will happen in a very short span of time, no. Still if we are there in a home जदि हमें पारुचे we are alert एई टाइम रे एई सिचुएशन रे एई टाइम रे धरंतु हैला कोइ तो कोन करिबा. The first and most important thing is that first you should run to outside your home जोटा कि हमें very quickly आउ सेडु देखिबेनी मो मोबाइल फोन कुआडे कोठी गला मो मोबाइल फोन टाକୁ नेकी साथरे पळाए हैला मोर पैसा टाକୁ नेकी पळाए मो सुना टाକୁ नेकी पळाए मो टंका टाକୁ नाही ताको सब छाड़ दियंतु हैला लोभ मोह माया सेठी त्याग करी ताको कोन करिए प्रथमे निज लाइफ को बंचेबे. बंचेबा पई कोन करिवे फर्स्ट आपण जिबे कोठी दौडी करी बाहर को जेतेले दौडी के बाहर को जिबे. इफ यू आर देयर इन ए मल्टी माने ये बिल्डिंग मल्टी स्टोर्ड ऑफ बिल्डिंग्स ये अपन जदि रहउचंती जदि फ्लैट वगैरह so in that particular situation in a tall building so say situation रे अपन कोन करिवे you should not use lift सेठी यूज करिवे नै मैम ताहाले 5 तला रो कोन दौड़ी कैसेट रे सीडी रे जिपाटा होची सबटो बेस्ट वे कारण लिफ्ट एमिति सिचुएशन आसीबो सेठी अटकी गिरी पूरा सफाई जाइतिबा सब so it is the most important factor while you will go to the outside. Then if you are there in a such kind of building then you have to use what lift rahi jaithibo seiti seiti at least bonchibar chance achi so use a staircase rather than lift taku lift use kariba nahi jodi ame baharu ko bahari ki jai parune due to the any kind of situations no we cannot go outside then what you will do don't run here to there don't take panic jaha hobo to hobo au kichi ame kari paribani still you try to stay inside this sit down jodi ame kahibe either you sit down in the floor below the bed jodi kichi furniture bed achi below the bed mane kachor tole basi jibeni hela kachor dining achi kachor amar ajikal to ame bahut sara ye ro glass ro use korche ta tole jai ki basi jibeni so try karibe ki je apana kon kariba ame कि फर्निचर जदि किछि बेड अछि फर्निचर किछि जदि स्ट्रांग जिंस अछि ता तळे जनरली रहिबा पय जते रहिबा while you will be there in this particular place you have to cover your head first your head को cover करिबा folded your hand जो दुईटा हाथ को फोल्ड करी करी मुंडो ऊपर रखिबे हैला दुईटा हाथ को फोल्ड करिया के मुंडो को सेव करिवे आ बाकी को पार्ट कोन डिस्ट्रॉय हेले चलिबो मुंडो हेले सफा ही जिबा सेठी तो सेठी पय दुईटा हाथ को फोल्ड करी की you have to fold your hand and it must be there in your head को रखिबा and you will be there in a such place जेमति की you should stay away in that particular time in the window no glass window glass door glass any kind of dining any kind of glass things is there then you have to stay away in that particular area say area ru दूर रे रहिबे जोटा किछ आपण भाबु जति एटा पडिबो भांगिबो से एरिया रू दूर रे रहिबे सेठी जिबे नै right and the most important thing is that you have to switch off your what light जेते आपण को मेन स्विच लाइट को तो बंद करिवे नै स्विच ऑफ योर मेन स्विच को आगे बंद करिवे जे कि क्विकली ये so that the fire kind of situation we will not face at least जळी बनी जहा तो पैनिक सिचुएशन हबो सेतरा घर द्वारा जळी की ध्वंस हबन राइट so एई सब किछिटा फर्स्ट हला त हम दौटी की बाहर को जिबा जदी न जाई पाले if we are there inside our home then we have to protect other and we have to protect in ourselves अन्य को बंचेबा और निज को बंचेबा दुईटा आगो को बंचेबा because it is very precious life is a very precious no so सेहित पय सेही टाइप रो किछिटा जदी हमें नबा प्रिकॉशंस then somehow we can survive हला आउ जदी सेटा 9 पॉइंट रे हबा सेही क्षेत्र रे कोन सर्वाइव करबा की पॉसिबल इन सब डिस्ट्रॉय हिजबो स्टिल बाहर को गला जतेला आपण बाहर को जिबे दौटी की जाई की लाइन ए जो पोल खंबा पाखरे ठिया हिजबनी इलेक्ट्रिक पोल हमर जो दांड रे अछि हमर माने हम फ्लैट रो बाहर अछि ट्रांसफार्मर पाखे जाई की ठिया हिजबो बस एई गला तो सेटू बंचिबार कोन कहिले नियारु आसी की घाई रे पडिबे हैला so you have to stay away from the electric pole transformer inside the building रो पूरा तळे जाई की ठिया हेबे एठी पळेबे जो हमर अछि पार्किंग रे सेट जाई की ठिया हेबे तो ए सब को अवॉइड करिवे यू हैव टू गो मैडम कुडी ओपन प्लेस अछि रोड को पळेबे पूरा सो रोड ता तो ओपन प्लेस ता राइट सो यू हैव टू गो टू द ओपन प्लेस राइट बाहर को जाई की सेही सब एरिया को अवॉइड करिवे इफ यू आर देयर इन अ व्हीकल जति गाड़ी रे जाउचंती एंड समथिंग विल हैपन इन सच काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन विल हैपन गाड़ी को दौड़ी भी जिबा दरकार नै यू हैव टू पार्क योर व्हीकल इन a open place open संगे जिबे जोटी ओपन माने विदिन ए मिनिट विदिन ए सेकंड आपण संगे गाड़ी को साइड कर देबे नहले सी जो प्रकार हबो से क्वाड छिंचटे की फपाड़ थिबो सेफ प्लेस को ये करिए बट यू हैव टू should not park your vehicle nearest the building nearest the tall building specifically no and nearest the tree गछासी के ऊपर पड़ी की सफाई जाइतिबा so nearest the tree nearest the tall building nearest the electric pole nearest the inside the bridge रो तळे ठिया बा त कोन हबो माडी बसी केसी काम ऊपर ही पड़िबो तो से तो एमती एते माने आपण भाबंतु ना लाइटली हम तो नबा ना एग्जांपल जाय के इना इंटरनेट रे सर्च कर देबे म्यांमार जो नियरेस्ट इना जो जस्ट ये हिची पास्ट रे तो these are the things we should avoid so ei सब को जदी हमें somehow हमें जदी step nabano, somehow we can survive and somehow we can save our lives and we can save other. Some tanka life, on your life, saita, nijo life. And we have to create awareness. Jatala hobo fatafat step nebe. Ab bhabi bagu chinti bagu au sedi time nathibo. So this is what the small precaution we can save our life. Buchile ki pila mane?
Yes, ma'am.
Students,
Yes, ma'am.
pura
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
A wise mane rakhibe, A wise lekhibe. First, what do you mean by disaster? What are the different types of disaster? Different types of disaster belongs to in what area? Koko area ko koko disaster belong karuchi. Then what is earthquake? What are the basic concept of earthquake? Mu aguru bahut kichi apanku basic concept re कहली है ना? Concept, causes, tectonic plate ko jama bhulibeni. Hela saida hochi most important causes of earthquake, that is a natural causes, right? Thada bahut sara human cause achi, already we have discussed. Then what are the after effect of earthquake? Causes and effect. Karana kona, tar effect kona. Sabbu agara ame eta padiba. Karana effect, causes, landslide, causes effect, volcanic causes effect. Kahinki hochi tar effect kona hochi. Tapai solution kona. These are the small precaution and solution, right? So you have to remember. This is the chapter we have completed. Tomorrow we will start from the landslide. First track ko padi sarla pare, then ame next track ko shift kariba, next type of what disaster ko. Hela pila mane yes, it stop karibi mo class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo,
Yes,
thank you
ma'am.
so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. किछि जदि डाउट हबो मते जदि किछि एक्स्ट्रा कहिबा को चाहिबो मो सहित शेयर करिवो, किछि डाउट हले मते पचारिबो. चलो, थैंक यू, बाय बाय, गुड नाइट. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Oh,
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. File टा खोलूं, then we'll share it and we'll start it. ଦେଖାଗଲା?
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir.
ମୁଁ କାଲି କଣ ପଢିଥିଲେ କିଛି ମନେ ଅଛି? ନା ନାହିଁ? ଯଦି ନାହିଁ ଆମେ ତ ଆଗକୁ ବଢିବା, ଯାହା ହେଲେ ବି ମନେ ଥିଲେ ବି ବଢିବା, ନଥିଲେ ବି ବଢିବା. But I'm just asking.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍ ଆଗକୁ ବଢିବା.
ନାଇଁ, ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଆଗକୁ ବଢିବା, ମନେ ଥିଲେ ବି ବଢିବା, ନହେଲେ ବି ବଢିବା. ବିକଜ ରହିବାର କୌଣସି ୱେଟ୍ କରିବାର there is no option.
Just quickly overview କହିଦେଲେ better ହବ.
ବୁଝିହେଲାନି?
Sir କାଲି ଯୋଉଟା ପଢା ହେଇଥିଲା ସେଟା ଟିକେ overview ଦେଇଦେଲେ ଟିକେ better ହବ ଆଗକୁ.
ସରିବନି ଆଉ ଆମ ପାଖରେ. ଯଦି every day we give an overview, then we will not be finishing. Because your time is only 10 classes. This MBA course रे ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ, it takes around 20 classes. Full 1 hour 20 classes ହେଲେ 22 ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଏଟା ସାରି ପାରିବା. So corporate governance, what is corporate governance? We have studied, and how this has become a subject. That is what was the historical perspective we have Yesterday we have covered that. And up to this we have come to to yesterday's class.
Sir, ଯଦି each class PPT ଟିକେ share କରିଦେଲେ sir ଟିକେ ଭଲ ହୁଅନ୍ତା sir ଆଗୁଆ।
ସରିଗଲେ ଗୋଟେ ମଡ୍ୟୁଲ ସରିଲେ ମୁଁ PDF ଟା ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାଡମ କୁ ଦେବି, ସେ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସାର୍କୁଲେଟ କରିବ। ସେଟା ମୁଁ କାଲି ବି କହିଥିଲି, ଏଟା ବି କରିବି।
ସେ
Then I do
ସ୍କାମ୍
it
ବିଷୟରେ
every-
ସାର୍ କଣ କହୁଥିଲେ କାଲି? ସ୍କାମ୍ ବିଷୟରେ କହୁଥିଲେ।
ଶୁଣି ପାରୁନି। So India before the stringent corporate governance practices came into place, there are many scams. Yesterday I have told you about Harshad Mehta scam in 1990. Then Ketan Parekh scam, then Satyam scam, Sarda scam, NSEL scam, Rose Valley chit fund scam, and Odisha various chit fund scam. So around 10,500 small investors and 20 firms in 2012 and 13. So all these indicated that the corporate governance system in place, mechanism in place by the government as a country was insufficient to curb any type of this type of scam. So from there on, government started modifying and tightening the things. And actually from 1990, things have become very strict after the Harshad Mehta scam, because that was a catastrophic event in the in a share market. Many people lost money. Many, there are some one or two of my friends, they have vanished from the scheme now, screen. They were not even traceable, because at that time even mobile and all things were not there. So connectivity was poor, but still. And I got connected with one of the friend who was acting as a broker or something after around a gap of 20 years. So you can imagine what magnitude of effect it had. So what are the issues in corporate governance? The corporate governance framework should consist of, because the framework has to address the issues. And what are the basic issues? All the contracts between company and the stakeholders for distribution of responsibilities, rights and rewards. Many of you are working. How many of you are working out of 63 or 60? 66 or 65?
Sir, working, sir.
Majority are working. Now, how many of you have an employment contract? You have or you don't have?
Yes, I have.
ठीक है, जोर रखो, मतलब सुना कम जाऊँ.
Yes,
No,
I
sir.
have.
Yes, I have.
You have an employment contract or you have an appointment letter?
No, sir, no contract.
I have
Hmm?
employment contract. Sir,
You
I
have
have
an
employment contract.
Yes,
Yes.
and the contract is detailed.
Everything is
It
there.
gives- Everything is there. In which company you are working?
Sir, I'm working in Tata Capital.
That is why you have an employment contract. There
Yes,
will be
sir.
many working in small companies will have only an appointment letter, where it will be promised that they will give the detailed contract once they join, but that contract will never be there. And when one wants to resign and get away, then the issue starts. So that is a very common example. That is why I said. Similarly, there are companies, they don't place work order. They only give a mail and you supply, and then if you have a good connection or good relation, then things are okay. But in case there is a dispute, everything goes into very difficult thing. So one of the requirements or the issues the corporate governance mechanism can work is, if you have, that is why we talked of transparency, truth and all that, no? So once you have a contract, it means you are spelling out all the terms and conditions of an engagement, whether it is an employer engagement or any supplier or consumer engagement, but anything. Like, when you get a warranty card or you get a guarantee card, common person may not be knowing what is the difference between a guarantee and a warranty. And when you get a small warranty card, you feel that you are protected, but you really don't know what is going to happen. I will give you a small example which happened maybe one month or maybe 2-3 months back. I had purchased a Bajaj greaser, small one, and suddenly I found that water is leaking. So I generally don't contact the authorized service person, because they take time and you have to wait. So I know some person. He came and he just saw and then said, "Ki, sir, your greaser, that main tank is leaking, and you please." He took care so that the service person will not know that I have asked somebody to see it. And he said, "Ki, sir, because it's a new one, you have the warranty. So call that service person, and they will replace, because it 5 years guarantee." So I'm just giving an example to make you understand how things can go wrong. So I'm not saying that everything is like that, but these are small examples where corporate governance can come into play. So I found out the guarantee card, then got the website. I called a phone number, but nobody lifted. Then I went to the website, registered my case. Then somebody responded, and then they came and saw, and then said, "Okay, sir, there is some app, mobile-based app in there. The service." Hello. Anyone who wants to talk, please, close your mic. Abdul Muazil Saab, please mute yourself. Or you want to say something, please say clearly. So what happened is that then the request was done. Then I received an email. There was an address. I searched in Google. It showed me in Satyanagar or somewhere. Then when I went there, they said, "Sir, it has been shifted." So I went again. Then I called someone, and then I came to know that it is in Napoli. So I went there. As per the condition, it was to be replaced. But when I went to the service center, they said they can replace, but they don't have the same thing. They have a different model. They will replace free of cost, but it is now in a different model. It is not an instant heater. It is a lower type of thing. So this is where you can always think. This is not governance. If you really ask me, because if you are promising something, then that should be adhered to. A promise not kept is not a promise. And you are saying something, not doing that. Then there are many examples. Sometimes I bought a online AC 1 or 2 years back. And because I have not bought the AC directly from the agent or the retailer or the shop, he took 7 or 8 days to install. And it was again summertime, so that was the issue. So these are all issues of lack of corporate. Somebody is recording it.
This is an automatic.
Hello.
Sir, it is automatic way. Our software it is automatic way. Our DDC re.
DDC kurti na kiye kurti?
No, sir, DDC kurti. DDC.
Okay. Because Kalito, I didn't give permission. I don't know whether it was recorded or not. Because now I received a message, it is being recorded. I don't know what happened. Okay. Leave it. No issue.
ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ହେଲାଣି ତ ଆମକୁ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ଗୁଡା ଠିକ ଦେଖାଯାଉନି ବ୍ଲାଙ୍କ ବ୍ଲାଙ୍କ କଣ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି
କେଜାଣେ କଣ ହଉଛି। So next point is procedures for reconciling the conflicting interest of stakeholders in accordance with their duties, privileges, and roles. Now, conflicting interest of stakeholders. Everybody has an interest, and the interest can be in the conflict of each other. Because a shareholder would like that the dividend should be maximized, and the employees would like that the payment should be maximized. The owner would also want to take more money back, and some other investors would like that the company should expand rather than paying dividend. So there may be many conflicting interest. There will be class of interest when there is a question of the running of the company. So the main point issue corporate governance has to handle is to find a balance between all these. And when you do that, all that principles of transparency, truth, and all that has to be taken care so that nobody has a complaint. And everybody should understand why the company is doing this, and you try to maximize the benefit of each of the stakeholder to the best possible extent. So that is another role of corporate governance. Then procedures for proper supervision, control, and information flow to serve as a system of checks and balance. Nowadays, after the 2013 Company Act and various provisions by SEBI, compliance or submission of information is one of the biggest requirements. As per the corporate governance standard of US, that is one of the strictest country where the compliance requirements are very high. And there you have to give compliance or you have to submit information on various aspects. I don't know if any one of you is aware, in the UPA government, there was a question of allowing Walmart to come into India. And there was a hue and cry when the Walmart, they submitted a declaration in in US where they showed that some 100 millions or something of dollars have been spent in promoting the company's interest or in making the regulations favorable for Walmart in India. So something like that came at that point. Nowadays also, in some, I'm just forgetting that one or two companies, they have one company, solar company, I don't remember the name just now. In Andhra, they have paid some money. Like that, they have given a declaration, and that was also that was based on what they have declared in US. But in India, you may not declare so many things, and there are ways and means you can do that. But a good corporate governance mechanism ensures that the flow of information is seamless, so that each stakeholder has the required information for his or her interest to protect her interest. And what are the issues when you are designing a corporate governance mechanism? First is define the role of board. This has been done in 2013 Company Act and also various SEBI guidelines. This has been done. Then quality of financial reporting and auditing. The Chartered Accountant Association of India, they are the authority who specify the accounting standards, and they have laid down various procedures based on which every company or every chartered accountant is bound to, when they are giving a report of the corporations, they have to give various things. Then third point is director remuneration. That was one of the biggest thing in India for some time. But again, as I said, various regulations have come which has now restricted or has defined that the director's remuneration cannot be more than a certain percentage. Otherwise, when family-owned businesses, they would siphon much amount of the profit into their own account. And that was not very good for the company because the company needs money to expand. Then issues of risk management. All that risk management is a second part. But nowadays, when based on the various regulations of Government of India, the Company Act and others, the board of directors are directly responsible for declaring the risk and giving their assessment of the risk, impact of that risk on the company. And suppose something goes wrong, then the directors can be held responsible for that. And in the Company Act 2013, there are various provisions where the directors will be personally liable for punishment. Then fifth point is corporate social responsibility. All the corporations, companies, they really earn money by using the resources which are common to everyone. It is not that the resources are only available to the owners. The resources are general resources and they are using it to get profit and they become rich. So corporate social responsibility ensures that something is paid back to the society. Earlier it was voluntary in India, but after 2013 this has become mandatory in India. So now when we talk of role of board, then there are directors. So role of directors also is an issue which has to be properly defined so that they operate in a very transparent and proper way. Then composition and balance of board of directors, reliability of financial reporting and external auditors, shareholders' rights and responsibilities. These are also issues relating to corporate governance. And what is good governance? There are 8 major characteristics. I think anyone who will read the heading like concept of good governance, I think you can always figure out what can be good. So one is, it is participatory. It means it is not like, earlier government of Naveen Patnaik where, the ministers had no role, even ministers. And in today's central government also, except for 1 or 2, nobody else has a major role. So this is non-participatory. There is no point in having 50, 60 ministers if they do not contribute. And if the ministers are there, but it is run by bureaucrats, then also it is not proper. So all that has to be removed. Nowadays, BJP government in Orissa, they are trying to see that all the people's representatives have some say. And things are to some extent changing, or it is appearing to be changing. I don't know exactly. But in company also, there has to be some participation. So each and every person who can contribute in some way for decision making has to have a say or should be in a position to say. Then consensus oriented. The management should take everybody's interest into consideration and move forward. Accountable and transparent. Can anybody tell me what is responsive? What responsive means? Yesterday we have talked about accountability and transparency. So what responsive means? Responsive ro mane kono? No idea.
Sir, paying attention to somebody or reacting to a suitable. Sir, paying attention to somebody.
Paying attention to somebody.
Or in a positive way.
What else can be definition of responsive?
Sir, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ୱେବସାଇଟ ଖୋଲୁଛୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଛିଟା ତାର ହଉଛି ହ୍ୟାଙ୍ଗ ହେଇଯାଉଛି କଣ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ the page is very responsive. ସେ ଆଇଦର ଗୋଟେ ଦେଇ ଦଉଛି
It is not responsive. ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ definition ବୁଝିଲି କିନ୍ତୁ responsiveness ଗୋଟେ ଆପଣ ଶୁଣିଛନ୍ତି RAF rapid action force ଆମର disaster management under ରେ ଗୋଟେ rapid action force RAF ଅଛି
ହଁ ସାର୍ ଅଛି ସେମାନେ କାମ କରନ୍ତି
ସେଟା କଣ ପାଇଁ ତା ନାଁ ସେମିତି ଦିଆଯାଇଛି
ସେମାନେ very
ସେଟା ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ଯେ disaster will come without notice. So the speed of response will minimize the effect of disaster. If you delay in your response, then there will be more impact of the disaster. So that is why rapid action force, the action can be mobilized within a short period of time. So responsiveness is there is a issue and how prepared is the company or the organization or the corporate to address it in the shortest possible time. That is what, in a way, can be defined as a meaning of responsive. So you are responsive means the person who wants that service or wants an answer or requires a some response from your company, that should come. Many of the times you may file a complaint, but you will get no answer. So that is unresponsive. That makes the life of the person who wants to have information miserable. So you have to give answer. You may not be able to satisfy everyone, but you have to somehow give a response. If you see the nowadays when you order online or something, AI powered chatting is there. So what they are doing, trying to be responsive, at least on a broad way. They know that frequently asked questions are there. So they have made answer for that. And they will give you options. So they will try to automatically take care of your initial queries. And once they reach a stage where human intervention is required, they can direct you to a service executive who can address your issue directly. So people are trying to be responsive, and that is what will ensure that every stakeholder's interest is protected and they will be at least contented, happy, and all that. So responsiveness is a big criteria of a good corporate governance system. And effective and efficient. Efficient is again efficiency, कि हमें input जतकी दोची output क्यों हिसाब रे होती. And effective is whether the result which is coming out is serving the purpose. Like, when you get a service or something, then you are asked to rate the service. So there, whether that service was effective, whether they have been able to solve your issue, that is the effectiveness. Equitable, inclusive, and follow the rule of law. Equitable is everybody gets equal benefit. Inclusive is everybody's interest is protected and rule of law is followed. Law abiding and corruption is minimized. In India, this is one of the biggest thing. We are law afraid people, but corruption is rampant. So this is one of the very big contradiction which we live in. Everywhere there is a corruption, and corruption in many cases is considered as normal. People don't take it as a miss. The views of minorities are taken into account, and that voices of the most vulnerable in the society are heard in decision making. Now, please don't take these words of minorities from religious or any other background. Minorities in a corporate governance system is the one whose representation is minimal. Like, suppose in an engineering company, like a company like Nalco, there will be more of engineers. And suppose I think of a doctor, there will be very few doctors in that company, whole company. If there are 7,000 or 14,000 employees, maybe there are 20 or 30 employees. If the doctors have some specific issues, their point also should be heard. It is also responsive to the present and future needs of the society. So the corporate governance system should be such, or good governance is that which can visualize issues coming in future and try to address them from now.
Sir, what is equitable?
Equitable. Equity is samanata. Amadesare, there is a difference between the rich and the poor. The gap is increasing. So this is not equitable development.
Okay, sir. Okay.
The difference is quite disastrous. The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, then the society will collapse. And that is what is happening in many cases. Here we have people who can spend money on anything, unlimited amount of money. And we have people who cannot have money to even make their 2 ends meet. They cannot even have two meals a day in a proper way. So that is now the biggest example can be Alitalia, the 45-storied or some storied house of Ambani's, and the people living in Saliasai or somewhere. You can see the difference, or even on the roadside, from Apollo Hospital, Sainik School to Apollo Hospital, or from Acharya Vihar Square to Bani Vihar Square on the roadside. So that is the difference in the society. Both are citizens of India. Some people have 5-storied for car parking, and people even do not have a decent room for living. So that is not equitable. Okay. So good governance should result in an equitable growth for everyone. Now, next point is importance of corporate governance in retailing. Retailing कहले आपण माने कौन बुझंती? Who is a retailer? India रे what is the nickname of a retailer? Generally कौन दुकान आमे जो को सबुतर common retailing shop कोटा?
किराना दुकान
Kirana. Yes. And whether Amazon is a retailer or not?
Yes.
retailer
Yes.
Even Blinkit or whatever, जेते आपण ऑनलाइन रे देखछुते सब रिटेलर. रिटेलर माने कोन? ता माने
व्यवसाय खुचरा व्यवसाय
Last consumer जोठु
Buying, selling जोठी होते. Selling
selling of goods,
buying selling जोठी होतो.
service
selling directly to the consumer.
at a
Tail part of
Oh, last mile जोठी
to
last
consumer.
माने directly
consumer.
consumer को जोठु बिक्री होती सेटा हला रिटेलर. Aluminium factory नालको तयारी करछि. नालको aluminium तयारी करछि अनुगुल रे. किंतु रिटेलर आपण मानको पाकु जदी aluminium रो जहा भी आसुछि सेटा कोन नालको जाई कि किणुछि ना नालको के किणी परिबोनी काना से 1000 tons million tons some एमती टाइप रे बिक्री करियो काना से गुटे किलो आधा किलो रे बिक्री करि परियो. Though Nalco is not producing any end result, but Nalco is किछि end product बनौछि किंतु से जागा रे भी they will not entertain a kg wise sell because that is not possible on part of Nalco to have that established. Similarly, जेमती HPCL जदि पेट्रोल पंप न करिवो ता फैक्ट्री रु कोन हमको 5 लीटर 2 लीटर बा 100 टंका 200 टंका दे गले कोड देबे. So retailing is for facilitating sale to small customer or customers at the lowest point. आपण माने गां मान को जिवे सेठी जो किराना दुकान रे टीणो तेल टीणो थिबो छुटिया से माप वाला जो हमरो मेजरमेंट रो थिबो सबु सेठी तो गां मान करे फुलवाणी ये से कोलांडी एमती बैकवर्ड जगह रे से माने मागिवे 2 टंका रहले से गोटे छोटो थिबो ता पाखरे माने ये डुआ टाइप रो चित्र
पोला
बाहर
पोला कोन सर सेटा पोला
पोला
कोन
जा भी कोन मेजर सेटा भी ठको बा सेटा वेदर इट इज अप्रूव्ड बाय वेट्स एंड मेजर सेटा अलग कथा किंतु से देकी दबो लोक सेमती किणी के आनिबे एना सिटी बाइंग कैपेसिटी नाही अब सेइटार गोटे one revolution was made in India like that pouch small pouches that was one very kon kohibe taku revolutionary retailing experience amo India re hela seta pouch bikri hela ro everybody becomes mane it was accessible to the lowest rank of buyer. आपण जेमती ऑनलाइन रे किनिबे जदी गोटे शैम्पू पर्टिकुलर छोटो साइज रे किनिबाटा मुश्किल पाइबेनी बड़ बड़ साइज रे पाइ किंतु आपनकर किराना दुकान को जिवे सेठी सब साइज रे पाइ सेटा एडवांटेज ऑफ ए रिटेलर. सो एवरीबॉडी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड even a Amazon or Flipkart or Blinkit or something. So retailing hela where the customer the sell is directly to the customer. Now आमे corporate governance इटी कौन चाहिवा what should be the aim of corporate governance in retailing area कौन होगा कथा. I think all of you are buyers, so you should be able to tell something.
The product should be good.
Quality जहाँ promise होची सेटा मिलिया दरकार.
क्वालिटी भी गुड मेंटेन हेबा दरकार प्लस प्राइस भी ठीक रे ମାନେ ट्रांसपेरेंसी थिबा दरकार प्राइस रो
fair
both
ठीक
for
रखिया
buyer
था,
and
fair
seller।
प्राइस रिजनेबल हवा कथा, क्वालिटी हवा
fairness
कथा।
ठीक रखिया था, transparency रखिया था।
सतपति आउ टिके जोर रे कोन सुना जाउची मते कम।
ଟିକେ ହଉଛି fair ରେ ଟିକେ ହଉଛି equal ରଖିବା କଥା, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ same ରଖିବା କଥା।
ହଁ
Transparency
ସେଟା ବି
ମଧ୍ୟ
ତାପରେ
ଏମିତି
କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ବି ସମାନ ହବା କଥା। ଆପଣ ଲିଟରେଟ କିଣୁଛନ୍ତି ଦେଖିଲା ବେଳକୁ ସେଟା ଘରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା ବେଳକୁ 850 ହେଇଯାଉଛି, ସେଟା ହବା କଥା ନୁହଁ। ସେ ମାପ ଓଜନରେ ବି ଠକ ହବା କଥା ନୁହଁ। So everywhere there should be there should not be any cheating, जोटा कि आगरू होउथला भी। Just a minute, मोटे मिनट। Yeah, sorry. So the company has the responsibility towards that last customer, because the smallest customer who buys even a 50 gram or 10 gram or 5 gram of things. I'm just saying a example. It is not that he doesn't have a right. He also have a right. So, and this is the area where, you know, the middlemen or the many people, they take advantage and they exploit the customer. So, earlier in corporate governance syllabus, this was not there. This time they have included, and this is this is a very important part. So, retailer first and foremost, we are ordering everything nowadays. You order cooked food to ready to eat food, many things, everything we are doing, and most of the households we are now that earlier, you know, cooking and all that has been stopped. I remember in my childhood, my mother used to make arsa pitha. And it was a very, how, please don't do all these tricks and, you know, teak marikwa, these are all very disturbing. Don't try to play with the class. The screen tick you are all mature people, please, you should behave properly. Very disturbing if you do like this. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଅନ୍ୟ ଟାଇମ୍ ଅଛି ସେତେବେଳେ you please get into all that. You try whatever you want to know. So nowadays there is a industry. You go to a shop. I have a Kumuti Dukan nearby my house, and you know he has everything. That the ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ଖାଇବା ଜିନିଷ ସବୁ ପ୍ୟାକେଟିଂ ହେଇକି ବିକ୍ରି ହଉଛି. Now when you buy such things which are, we have a system in India where FASAI, where they everyone has to get a certificate from that, but that is in an organized way. Like when you buy a branded chips or something, then you will have a FASAI certificate on that. But you know, the local manufacturer of mudku or even any mixture or something, there is no control. But any company who is doing the business, whether he is registered or not registered, has the moral responsibility that the things are of good quality. At least it should not harm the person who consumes that. So that is one of the biggest area. And India government is trying, but it is very difficult to control it in such a big population and where there is so much of difference in earning level. There is unequitable income. Because some people can buy branded things, many people cannot buy. So the moment they cannot buy, they have to go unbranded things, which are not certified. So there, the company who is doing that should at least have the minimum moral responsibility, ethical responsibility of addressing or adhering to quality and some standards. So there, the ethical behavior, the responsibility of the company or the governance mechanism of the company is more responsible and should be more responsible also. So in retailing sector, corporate governance plays a very major role. Otherwise, the customer will get affected in a bad way. And here in 1 or 2 slides, I have tried to explain what is retail sector. Retailing is sale of goods or services to the end customer for personal or household usage. It is the last leg of distribution system for consumer goods or services. It includes a range of products from small stitching needle to a luxury car. And you know, when the amount of money becomes more, you find that the transparency or the truthfulness in the selling process gets limited. When you are buying a car, you really do not know. They will give you a price list, but that is a price list where you cannot really check or confirm anything. So that is really very difficult to understand. And that is where the role of corporate governance comes in. They procure in bulk from various manufacturers what a retailer does in manufacturer or marketers and sell it as per demand from end customer. Now the marketers can be wholesaler or even a distributor. Retailers provide the end customer an opportunity to buy the exact quantity. That is another good thing. Nowadays, when you order on online, you will get a packet. The packet can be maybe 500 grams or 1 kg. You do not have much of an option. But when you go to a store, you can buy even 100 grams. But again, when the kirana store or the retailer is selling, he has to ensure good quality of products and services at a price acceptable to them. Thus, retailers convey the demand pattern of the customer in their geographical area of operation to the marketer or manufacturer, who can accordingly plan their production and marketing strategy. So, देखिए आपण माने जानिनी, if you interact with many of the hardware or sanitary shops, when a shop which has started even in the paint amaro hardware re jodi color rango pango bikri हुए, these small shops, they get a lot of benefits from the company. When you move around, you will see at certain point of time, the retailers are taken on foreign trips and all that. They are rewarded, and because they are the one who can really maximize the turnover of the company. They are the last minute milestones of the company on the sales supply chain. The following differentiates a retailer from a marketer or a, you can say, a distributor or a wholesaler. Their low average sales per customer. Impulsive purchasing by customer and customers' inclination for satisfied experience during their shopping trip to the store. ये जो कहले मते बड़ा बड़ा जो हमारे मॉल होची in cities, are they retailers or they are something else?
Yes, sir, they are retailers.
Those are retailers, sir.
Retailers.
One type of retailer.
Our jo Croma, Trends, West Side, so many
Retailers,
chains.
All are retailers.
They all are retailers. They in one place they provide. So that is where the satisfying experience during their shopping trip to this store. So, हाँ.
ज्वेलरी शॉप कोन रिटेलर
ठीक है जोर रे कौन सुना जाओनी कि क्या पापा
ज्वेलरी शॉप तक रिटेलर
Yes.
उमेश बाबू ने किए कहूले
आगे सर
ठीक है जोर रे कौन माइक टा पाखरे अपने
सर से पचार जने ज्वेलरी शॉप टा रिटेलर रे जीव कि
हां हां कहार को ज्वेलरी शॉप को ता कहउजनी चेन वाला कहउजनी कि हम सब जो सुना दुकान हेता लोकल सेटा को ता कहउ
local and Tanix, Reliance.
Both are retailers. The Tanix of एमाने केमती करंती जानचंती?
Yes, sir.
They have an organized way of sourcing things. They are mane more organized than the local goldsmith. आपन को घर पाका सुना दुकानी do so more organized. घर पाका सुना दुकानी has limited access to market or the products. But Tanix and all have wider access. I don't know if you are aware, Mojire Reliance Fresh, जोटा कि धीरे धीरे एते सक्सेसफुल होनी बट डाउन हो गला आउ ए जो फार्म लॉ आसीबार तार भी गोटे रीजन थिला फार्म लॉ जो आसीथिला it was to facilitate such corporate houses in acquiring large farmlands to produce something which they can sell in their retail outlets. So ଏବେ ବି farmer ଠୁ source କରିକି ଆଣିକିରି ବିକ୍ରି ହଉଛି. So they have to have a mechanism. So ସେଇଟା ହେଲା କଥା କିନ୍ତୁ ହଉଛି. You know, when you visit foreign countries, এই ସିଙ୍ଗାପୁର ବା ମିଡିଲ ଇଷ୍ଟରେ ଯିବେ ସେଇଠି ତ ମାନେ you can get fresh vegetables because they are only 3.5 hours, 3 hours flight. So everything is going there. There is a supply chain mechanism established for that. So retailer has really, there are lot many. Any ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଟାନିସ୍ କହିଲେ ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଲାଲଚନ୍ଦ ସମସ୍ତେ all are retailers. Therefore, the store's capability to provide an enhanced experience is the key factor for their success. ସେଥିରେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ loyalty certificate से card बनेଇକିରି ସେଥିରେ discount ये से there are so many things happening. And ମାନେ I don't know କେହି ଏ ଭିତରୁ କାମାକ୍ଷା ନଗର କେବେ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି? Anyone who is familiar with କାମାକ୍ଷା ନଗର?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ସାର୍
ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି?
ହଁ ସାର୍ ମୋ ଘର ଢେଙ୍କାନାଳ ତ
ନାଇଁ ଘର ଢେଙ୍କାନାଳ ଠିକ ଅଛି କିନ୍ତୁ କାମାକ୍ଷା ନଗର ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ନା ନାଇଁ?
ହଁ ଯାଏ ସାର୍।
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଯାଇଛି 4-5 ଥର ଯାଇଛି।
ଆପଣ ବି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଶତପତି ବାବୁ?
ହଁ ସାର୍ ଆମ ଝିଅ ପଢୁଥିଲା ଏଠି ସରାଙ୍ଗରେ ତ
ହଁ
ସେଠି ମୁଁ ଯାଏ ସେପଟେ।
Swayam Sri, you have gone to Kamakya Nagar?
ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍ ସାର୍ ସେଠି ମୁଁ ଜବ୍ କରୁଛି ସାର୍।
ସେଠି ଜବ୍ କରୁଥିଲେ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍ IPL ଶକ୍ତି ସୁଗାର ଲିମିଟେଡ୍ ସେଇଠି ସାର୍ ଚାକିରି କରୁଥିଲେ ତ କାମାକ୍ଷାକୁ ଯିବାକୁ ପଡେ ଫିଲ୍ଡ।
ଓକେ କାମାକ୍ଷା ନଗରରେ ଗୋଟେ ମଲ୍ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଖେମକା ମଲ୍?
ଖେମକା ମଲ୍।
ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍ ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍।
When I
ଖେମକା
first saw
ମଲ୍।
that mall in maybe around 2010 or 8 or something, you know, I was really surprised.
ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ଫାଷ୍ଟ ମଲ୍ ହଉଛି ଖେମକା।
ହଁ ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କର ମାନେ ଢେଙ୍କାନାଳରେ ବି ଗୋଟେ ମଲ୍ ଅଛି ସେ କଣ ସେଟା
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ନିକୁଞ୍ଜ କଣ
ଖେମକା ମଲ୍ ଟାଉନ୍ ଉପରେ ଅଛି।
କୁଞ୍ଜକାନ୍ତ ଏରିଆ ପାଖରେ। ହଁ ଗୁଡିଆ ନାଳି କି ସେ କୁଞ୍ଜକାନ୍ତ ଏରିଆ ସେଇପଟରେ। So, you know, when I first saw that, I was really surprised. You find a place like Kamakya Nagar and you have such a big mall. And you know the turnover of that mall? 10-15 crores a year. And it is, so how they are, because you know, say area it is like it gives a real experience of buying. You feel, ଯୋଉମାନେ ବି ସେ ମଲ୍ ରୁ କିଣନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଲାଗେ ଗୋଟେ ବଡ କାମଟା ହେଲା ଆଜି। So that is where this personal experience, satisfying experience comes into play. ଆପଣ ସେଠି ଛୋଟ ମୋଟ ଜିନିଷ ମିଳିବା ମୁସ୍କିଲ କିନ୍ତୁ ମଲ୍ ରେ ବହୁତ ପ୍ରକାର ଜିନିଷ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସୁବିଧା ହେଲା when they source in bulk they get the benefit and they can sell at a very competitive price. And they have their own source of supply chain and they manage it in a very proper way. Retail business has been traditionally carried out by Kirana stores, also called mom and pop stores in modern terms, in FMCG sector, fast moving consumer goods sector. Multi-brand dealers or exclusive brand franchisee company owned outlets are
ବୁଝିଉଛି ମମ୍ ତ ବୁଝିଲା ପପ୍ ଟା କଣ?
ପପ୍ ମାନେ ବାପା ମା ସେଟା ଚଲଉଥିଲେ ଦୋକାନ ମାନେ the family run business ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ସେମିତି କଥା। ଯେମିତି ବ୍ରିକ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ମୋଟାର ଷ୍ଟୋର ବୋଲି କହୁଥିଲେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ରିଲାଏନ୍ସ ଫିଲାଏନ୍ସ କିଛିଟା ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ମିଳୁଥିବ ସେଠୁ ଏଇ କିରାନା ମାନେ କିଣିବେ। ରିଲାଏନ୍ସ ଫ୍ରେଶ ବି ସେମିତି ହଉଥିଲା ମଝିରେ, ଏବେ ସେଟା କେତେ ଦୂର ହଉଛି ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମାଜନ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସେ ଆମାଜନ
ବ୍ୟବସାୟ ଚାଲିଛି ସେମିତି
ଆମାଜନ ର ଯୋଉ ବିଜନେସ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଖୋଲିବେ you get the similar benefit, you get a discount which you can. How online business I don't know if you have known. I know I don't know if it is running today, but some years back ବୈଦେଶ୍ୱର ପରି ଏରିଆ ମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା ଟିକେ ଇଣ୍ଟେରିୟର ଥିଲା ସେଠି ଇଣ୍ଟରନେଟ ଥାଏ, ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରନେଟ ପାର୍ଲର ଟାଇପ ର ଖୋଲିକି ସେଠୁ ସେ ଅନଲାଇନ ଅର୍ଡରିଂ କରୁଥିଲା କାହିଁକିନା ବୈଦେଶ୍ୱରକୁ ସେତେବେଳେ ସପ୍ଲାଇ ହଉନଥିଲା ଆମାଜନ ଫାମାଜନ। ତ ସେଠି ସେ ଏକ୍ସେସ୍ ଦେବ ତାଙ୍କୁ, ସେ ନିଜ କ୍ରେଡିଟ କାର୍ଡ ନେଇକି ଅର୍ଡର କରେଇବ ଆଉ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ଆଡ୍ରେସରେ ତା ଘରେ ଡେଲିଭରି ହବ ଆଉ ନେଇକିରି ସେ ପୁଣି ତାଙ୍କ ଦୋକାନରେ ସେଠି ନେଇକି ଦବ। ଏଇ ମୋବାଇଲ କ୍ୟାସ୍, ମୋବାଇଲର କଭର, ମୋବାଇଲର ବହୁତ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଝିଅ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ପିଲାମାନେ ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ऑनलाइन रे देखुचंदी किंतु मगेई परनांदी तांको पई भी एटा गोटे लास्ट माइल जिंस चलथिला दैट वाज इनोवेटिव वे ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स एंड बिकॉज ही हैड ए क्रेडिट कार्ड ही वाज नॉट पेइंग समथिंग ऑन ता निज हातरू दउ नथला से पैसा पाइकरी दउथला आ सेठी खाली से गोटे कंप्यूटर दी चारटा लगेकरी गोटे दुकान खोलथिला so this also is an example of things. Over the years, some retailers expanded their business by opening their own chain of outlets. जेमती आमर पात्र इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स विभिन्न बहुत अच्छी ओडिशा रे भुवनेश्वर रे वर्तमान बहुत प्रकार हे गला outlets and gradually retailing becoming an independent business, moving away from the influence and control of stockist, distributor or marketeers. This category of retail business are referred to as organized retailers because they have their own way of things. They can bargain directly from the factory or manufacturer. जेमती ए जो मॉल कथा कहली से माने सोनपुर बरगड़ जाइकरी वीवर मानकर संगरे कथा हेकरी दे डायरेक्टली प्रोक्योर फ्रॉम देयर एंड दे कैन सेल एट अ वेरी कंपिटिटिव प्राइस हमर भुवनेश्वर रे कुतार्थ आचार्य वस्त्रालय बा अन्य बयनिका फयनिका जेमती करंती तांकटु से माने आवरी माने किछि कम रेट रे भी देई पारंती एंड दी weavers they get another channel to expand so and I don't know if ladies माने हमर ग्रुप रे जति अछंती से माने WhatsApp थ्रू रे ए जो संबलपुरी कपड़ा रो बिक्री बहुत जोर चलछि and that is any one of the ladies they are aware about this
Yes, sir.
so and that has become a side business for many of the housewives in western Orissa. They really do not have anything, they have only contacts. And from there, they get messages in WhatsApp, which they share. They have their own group and share. And when you place an order, it directly comes from the weaver. So that is another way of impact of internet and retailing in modern day retailing.
social media selling से उन्हें करूँगी
हाँ सीटे भी सही social media is promoting retailing in a way. Facebook रे भी तो लोग बिक्री करते हैं. Their business processes and systems are well defined and operate under the various legislation related to business establishment. These new retail businesses require huge capital investment. Kana se building re even the cost. Apna ko AC karive, sajaive, bada building jaga. So these are all costly things. But छोटो दुकान जो जगह रे भी कर दी पड़ी. Therefore, large businesses, houses or large investors entered into these domains. इतमें departmental store जो जिनसो देखते हैं सेटा organized, more organized and बड़ा investor मान का under रे. Every big house company of India is now getting into retailing. Latest in the jewelry, Indriya, Aditya Birla Group has entered into that. Then another Taneria or something, Tata Kopra business have started. Historically, the organized retailing concept started in 1980s in the Western economy and is now being implemented in India since last 2 decades. How Walmart ये रहा जो China फाइनल है बा Europe रे 4 Care 4 and all that सेतल को I'm talking of 95 when 2009 2010 you know the structures of the stores are massive. Singapore जो देखिए मुस्तफा देखचंदी मुस्तफा is a town by itself type of जिंसो सेठी सुना जो गोल्ड सुक अच्छी सेटा हमर एठिकार माने 5टा 10टा टेनिस बोधे सेतरे पहुंच दिबो कि आउ अधिका भी पहुंच पाए. So that business has really and Mustafa centers runs 24-hour 365 days. There is no sleeping. And all the names, Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy of USA, Carrefour of France, Aldi and Lidl from Germany, Tesco, Spencer's from UK, IKEA of Sweden, Chroma, Trends, Westside, India, or even on any name. Whatever I remember, I have put in. As per India Brand Equity Foundation, IBF, India's e-commerce industry valued at rupees 125 billion, 10,82,000 crore. It's not a small thing. And it is expected to grow to 47,64,000 crore. So you can imagine the reach of retail sector. Why I have given this figure is not to, you should not remember all this, but figure. But if the reach is increasing day by day with increase of internet access, everybody is becoming a customer of this online retail. click and click store. Now, I don't know if you are aware, when we started Amazon and Flipkart, you had to wait for days for a product. Now they are competing with each other to provide you next day. So on the outskirts of Bhubaneswar, there are big storage facilities are coming up. Many of you may have seen, I don't know. So what they are doing is now they are decentralizing. I visited one place near Vizag. There is an industrial estate near Vizag where Amazon, Flipkart, and some other logistic firms, they have now set up acres of facilities to store things so that they can supply at a 1 day notice or even a same day they can supply. And in big cosmopolis, this is the this is the competition going on. They want to supply instantly. And that is why this Blinkit, Swiggy and all that has come.
Sir, a question अछि.
No, go.
Sir, if online to neki offline ne hame first copy, second copy रा सब product पाउछु. सेटा मने करो गोटे ली हो कि जे कोन गोटे ब्रांडेड जिंस हो तार फर्स्ट कॉपी माने डुप्लीकेट गोटा ता फर्स्ट कॉपी सेकंड कॉपी थर्ड कॉपी ई भलिया सब क्वालिटी नै कि प्रोडक्ट गुडा आसुची से गुडा कोन लीगल परिबा इंडिया रे जति लीगल नु हो सेटा स्टॉक केमती होची आ बहुत गुडा से गुडा दिन दिन ग्रो करी चालू छथि
मते गोटे कथा कहले आपण लीगल हबो बोली केमती भाबुचन जदि सेटा गोटे प्रोडक्ट रो क्वालिटी वाइज माने जेमती नियंतु ओमफेड रो घियो गोटे एग्जांपल नियंतु ओमफेड रो घियो से कोन ए बी सी कैटेगरी बनेबो कि आ जदि बनेबो डिक्लेयर करी कि बनौची ताहाले बिकी परिबो किंतु जदि सेटा एडल्ट्रेशन हे कि हेमती होची ताहाले दैट इज इलीगल
किंतु सर वर्तमान लास्ट 5-10 वर्ष होला सेही फर्स्ट कॉपी सेकंड कॉपी बने गुडे लोक प्रॉफिटेबल बहुत प्रॉफिटेबल
सेटा तो आपण पेपर रे भी पढुथुवे जे मझी मझी रे धरपकड़ हे कि सब घियो फैक्ट्री कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स फैक्ट्री टोमेटो केचप फैक्ट्री सब डुप्लीकेट जिंस सब सरकार बाहर करछन सेटा एनफोर्समेंट रो काम सेटा गवर्नमेंट हैज टू एंश्योर दैट दिस डजंट हैपन बट बिजनेस रे तो अनस्क्रपुलस लोक जो ठक माने अछन दे वांट टू मेक मनी दैट वे फेक करेंसी केमती हुए सेमती तो लोक ठकीकरी जो कर आमर मेकानिज्म हैज टू बी सो स्ट्रांग दैट इट शुड बी एबल टू weed out those things. So online हो कि offline हो, there has to be some mechanism. And এই জায়গায় আমি we are not reading of that মানে what is the role of government in ensuring quality. But what we are reading here is in retail sector, the company who is selling through this using this channel to supply to the last person has the moral responsibility or the ethical responsibility to ensure that there is no first copy, second copy, or third copy. Whatever he is promising to sell, he should sell the same thing everywhere. He cannot cheat. That is the requirement of corporate governance in retail sector. It is the responsibility of the company to ensure. And if the company is doing it deliberately, then the government has to come in and check because individual customer cannot do anything.
That's rule regulation तार लगी कौन अच्छी गवर्नमेंट रो माने
rule regulation
सेट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट गवर्न करियो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट
कौन स्टेट कौन जेएलए करिवो आ अच्छी रूल नाही बोली नाही एमआरटीपीसी गुटे अच्छी माल प्रैक्टिसेस एंड माने ट्रेड प्रैक्टिस रॉन्ग ट्रेड प्रैक्टिसेस पाई गुटे एक्ट अछि प्रिवेंशन ऑफ माल प्रैक्टिसेस इन ट्रेड आपण होर्डिंग रो अगेंस्ट भी जा हमर रूल अछि किंतु सेगुडा सब इंप्लीमेंट हवा कदा दैट इज द रोल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एंड what we are reading here is that is also the role of the company who is selling. Okay, I think we have run out of time, so today we'll stop at this. We have still not been able to finish it today, but we will finish tomorrow and start module 2. Otherwise, we will not be able to close. And we will try to see that we finish each module in 2 classes. That will be the best way of doing things. Okay. I
Yes.
think Sara aslening ki nahi mujhe जाननी, but let me stop.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Good night. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Host କିଏ ଅଛି? Host କିଏ ଅଛି? ମତେ host କଲେ ସିନା ହବ।
TDC OGT college road.
DDC MCT फोन करे।
Good evening, sir.
Evening. हाँ मते ଟିକେ host କରିଦେବେ। Hello.